It'll work. It'll work.
All right, that's fine.
All right, cool.
Everybody, welcome to the first ever pre-podcast, I guess. Pre-podcast.
This is the world's biggest little podcast coming to you from Reno, Nevada. You know it, where we are happily coming to you guys and letting you guys know what is up. So let's just get right into it. Our buddy Stevie right here, he got into a little car accident on the way over.
We are your hosts. First of all, it's like we're not talking to a bunch of ghosts. Okay,
That's true.
So we have Stevie,
Say
Adney, and Chris Smith.
I'm Chris.
I'm
Hello.
Stevie. Nice to meet you, I guess.
And I'm right here for you.
All right,
So let's get into it.
On the way over to start this recording, our first ever recording, our little buddy Stevie got into a bit of an accident on the road.
Yeah, they texted me, told me don't read this text, don't get in a car accident, come over for the podcast. And I read all three of those. And I crashed, bashed into somebody, back of somebody. No, I was driving down the road. And what's fucking stupid? Yeah, I was driving. I was actually driving. It was on the road. What's so dumb about it is the fact that I'm leaving my haircutting place. I have this chick I'm meeting up with tonight.
Oh, the setup for this joke.
Oh, dude, meeting up with a chick, and I'm like, okay, what do I need? I'm looking fine. I got a fucking haircut, everything like that. And I said, I gotta go get a new T-shirt. Where can I go to get new T-shirts at? And I thought, Target. Why not go to Target? They have the white T-shirts. It'll be cheap. Blah, blah, blah.
This story drags
I
on
go
so
down
hard.
the wrong fucking side of the
This is
road.
the English patient of fucking car accident stories.
All right, it's a great story. Calm down, Andy. Jeez, go. Just let him finish.
So I'm going down I'm driving. I missed my turn for the freeway. So I have to go to the other fucking freeway down Plum, if everybody knows where I live in Reno. And yeah, some guy stopped at a red light, and I wasn't fucking paying attention, really, because I was reading their texts. No,
You literally got into a wreck because you were reading.
no. This is just for the podcast. Can't be a sake of comedy.
He was busy talking about
No,
how
a guy.
T-shirts are at Target.
No,
They're so amazing.
no. This guy kept doing the fucking stop and go, and then they started going. Yeah. Stop, and then he started going. So then I started going, and he immediately fucking hella fucking fast.
Got him.
And so, dude,
Like Dave Chappelle with Oprah.
yeah. Gotcha, bitch, dude. Oh man, yeah, it sucked. And then when I was like, we pull over, start talking. He's like, oh, nothing wrong with mine. I'm like, yeah, obviously. Look at it. Fucking, there's one scratch, dude.
What kind of car was he driving, by the way?
He was driving a Jeep. Well, not one of the ones that Adam has, like an actual.
I got smashed into by a cunt in a Jeep too.
Dude,
Same fucking
Jeeps will fuck
thing.
you up. This is.
But that's not the end of it, is it?
No, that's not the end.
After
So
that shit.
I get out of the car, I talk to him, and he goes, yeah, well, I'll call my insurance tomorrow. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'll call mine as well. And I thought it'd be fine. I'm like, maybe I don't have to call. Maybe I'll be okay. So I'm driving. I noticed that I actually pull up the hood because it's like crumpled in on itself. So I pulled it up just to make sure I could still pull my hood up. And then I realized that it won't connect to the actual fucking latch. Yeah, so then I started driving a little bit down the road. I'm like, oh, before I get on the freeway, I should make sure that the fucking hood doesn't come up. Smart. So I get out of the car, I take a little piece of electrical equipment, and I wrap it around the hood. And it seems fine. I'm stretching on it. Seems okay. And then jumping on the freeway, it came up in the middle of the fucking drive. Luckily, my windshield wipers, dude, I was hitting like 60.
And it didn't break your windshield?
No, I had my windshield wipers up. My windshield wipers were wiping, and when the fucking hood came up, the windshield wipers were up, and they stopped the fucking, yeah. Imagine that. Fuck, dude.
You should frame those windshield wipers in.
That happened to me with my Focus because I got into a crash. I rear-ended somebody. It was totally my fault. It wasn't an accident. I wasn't paying attention. But, yeah, I ran into the back of him, and then I'm trying to drive it off the road because it was, like, in the middle of a very, very big street. And I got to, like, 15 miles an hour, and it said, BAM! Smashed my window. Glass shattered everywhere. I was like, oh, damn, that shit was crazy.
Dude.
So going 50,
Yeah.
I thought for sure it would be fucked up, but man, you got pretty lucky.
Dude, the windshield wipers saved my... And I don't even believe in windshield wipers. Like, they don't... even if it's raining outside. Like, I don't see windshield wipers. I don't see color. I don't see windshield wipers. They saved me, dude. They saved my fucking ass. That's like, what? How does that happen?
That's your
And
first
what sucks is
accident, you said, right?
first accident, getting into like driving.
So when you
I've been in a
first
couple
hit him,
accidents.
First thought, when you first hit him, what was the first thing that went through your mind?
Dude,
Fuck,
Oh no,
right?
insurance is going up.
well, yeah, but I'm not fully covered, so I'm like, okay, my car's fucked. It looks fucked. My first thought was probably, like
I hope
I
there
gotta
was a
tell
baby in that
everybody
guy's
about. I
Jeep.
gotta tell my boss about this at work because he's like, 2015 was a shit year, man. I can only get better, right? Fuck you. It's,
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
2016's your year, dude. It's totally gonna
Dude.
be.
Oh, yeah, dude.
and it's just like I have
Fucking
that's my vacation. I have to
Watch
cancel
your levels. Oh, you
vacations.
can't watch yours? Why doesn't yours stay on? Oh, there you go. Just watch your levels to make sure we don't peak.
Yeah. If you peek, then it just
So
sounds like
this is
shit,
our
right?
First cast, so we gotta make sure we know what the fuck we're doing, folks. So just making it easy on your guys' ears and whatnot. It's good stuff, man. Adney, have you been in an accident or what?
I've been in several. My back is still fucked up from the first one.
Is there? I wonder in the age
Is there a
of
Mrs.
18,
Adney?
25
So it's not like-
Mrs. Adney.
I wonder in the ages of 18 to 25 if there like how many like percentage wise of us are actually getting in accidents? Because I guarantee you it's like 80%.
Yeah, the youngsters, like, yeah, that's.
And I would love to know, like, whose fault is it, really? And, you should, and like, okay, I understand, like, there's a lot of dudes our fucking age who are reckless. They drive, like, more. The reason why the reason why they make our insurance more expensive is because a lot of young douchebags are like, I'm gonna go 100 down this residential neighborhood and try and show off and do fucking donuts and go tray sliding and shit like that. But, like, it's just such fucking bullshit for everyone else, and it's like...
And it's pretty bad.
All the
considering
accidents
we're
I was in were like assholes rear-ending me. Like the first one, the reason my back is fucked up, my dad was driving. We stop at a fucking huge intersection. It's a huge intersection. We're stopped there for like a couple of beats, and then all of a sudden, I hear my dad go, "Oh fuck!" and he tries to turn as fast as he can, but then bam, slammed the back of us. It was this young.
Was she hot?
Young Asian woman.
It was. That's what I started. It was a young like Asian girl. Like I'm gonna say 19, driving like her parents' fucking newer BMW, and she tried to take off, but her car was too fucked up, and she had to pull over. And like
She tried to actually take off, like not even get out.
She's trying to get out, and then, like my dad was like, "Where the fuck is she?" And like saw her, pulled by her, and like my back is not. Throughout my back several times since then, doing nothing, like lifting, like working at a fast food place, picking up a box of straws, my back threw out and I couldn't move during work, and I had to take 3 500 milligram Vicodin to get through the rest of the day.
That's crazy.
Like,
that doesn't
my
help. That
back's-
masks,
and
Adney.
every-
I don't wonder why my back's still hurting because I'm taking drugs to try to mask the fucking pain.
Oh
Yeah.
no, drugs are good. Drugs are good. That's
There
what
are
I'm
drugs that help with like the
Drugs are good.
inflammatory situation, but like those opiates just mask the pain. I feel fantastic right now.
Yeah, and we're drinking right now. We're all masking something.
Yeah, well, I think that is well known. I think we're all secretly masking something. I think
Yeah.
we all have like our little
Things just got really
insecurities.
deep. Let's all talk about, our personal psychological
Masks.
problems.
Okay, let's go on to the next subject. Let's talk some MMA because I don't want to talk about the whole PED thing, and I kind of want to talk to you, Adney, because Adney really is into boxing, and I'm really into MMA. I don't hate boxing or anything like that. I love both of the sports. My question is,
I got mad respect for both.
me too. My question is, should we allow him to juice? Should we allow him to juice?
Just say, do the Bill Burr method of put everyone on juice and be like, well, we're all on it, so that's an equal playing field, that kind of thing.
Because what's happening right now are these guys that are on juice that are masking it, and they're doing more damage to these other fighters who are natural, and I think that's where the problem lies.
Absolutely. What was that? The fight that Joe Rogan always brings up, Vitor Belfort.
Vitor Belfort and
Dude was just taking him. It didn't bother him at all. Any punches
no, yeah,
and everything. And it's like it seems like the main benefit of just doing regular steroids is your energy level never goes down. The punishment you take it just keeps coming. So it makes you dangerous. But of course, at the end of the day, when you're in a combat sport, any kind of out of like just things that just not it's not your body doing something. It's you got outside help. Well, you're endangering another man's health. Like I'm not gonna say that like taking PEDs, whether it's to lose weight, gain muscle, increase your endurance, any of that is quite as bad as, let's say, Antonio Margarito loading his hand wraps with plaster. It's not that bad.
So
He did that? I didn't know that. Wait, what?
Yeah, listen to this.
Good story.
Yeah, this he was caught. We don't know when he started. Throw that out there. But he was caught in January of 2009. Okay, he had just won the biggest victory of his fucking career in July of 2008 against Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto was just outboxing him, schooling him first 5 rounds. Then it got starting a little tough. Fight just turned into a brawl. Miguel Cotto got worn out. He was undefeated at the time, 31-0, 25 knockouts, on top of the world, right? Or no, 32, I think. Yeah, 32-0. Anyways, besides one. He just beats Miguel Cotto down, rearranges his entire face, and just makes Cotto crumble in the 11th. And I was like, yeah, this guy's the shit, blah, blah, blah. Next fight, he's signed to fight Shane Mosley, who Shane Mosley was beaten by Miguel Cotto the year before that. And everyone's like, oh, well, Shane Mosley's a little bit older. Margarito's going to walk right through him. Margarito's a monster. This guy, he's 147 pounds, but he's like 5'10". He's
super skinny, right? Isn't he super lanky and tall?
Yeah,
I know he is.
He's very tall for the weight. Antonio Margarito. Yeah. Very tall for the weight, but he doesn't fight like a tall fighter. He just comes at you. This guy holds the record for the most punches ever thrown in a 12-round fight.
Most punches ever thrown in a 12-round fight.
Yeah.
By
about
Antonio Margarito.
Yeah, I think it was about 1,500 punches he threw. This guy does not get tired. He's a fucking monster, and he has, for a long time, the greatest chin in boxing. Nothing hurt him. That's why he was able to wear down Miguel Cotto. So you add all those factors in there, he's going to walk through Shane Mosley. It's over for Shane. In the dressing room, before that fight happened, Shane Mosley's new trainer, Nazeem Richardson, because during a fight, you have the option of, while that guy's getting his hands wrapped, you can send one of your guys over there and watch him. The state of the athletic commission will send one of their guys there to watch it as well.
The state sends one as you could send.
The Nevada, no, it happened in L.A. So the California State Athletic Commission sent a guy. So he's watching Margarito get his hands wrapped, but Nazeem Richardson, Shane's trainer, was there too, and they're both watching him. But Nazeem is just uncomfortable with what's going on, and he's just like, "No, there's something wrong with redo him." He keeps insisting, "Redo him." They're like, "Fuck it, fine, redo him." He's like, "Still, no, something's wrong," and then he starts handling the wraps that they took off of him. He's like, just weirded out, and then boom, a fucking block drops out of the hand.
A block? What do you mean?
He describes it as it sounded like a block of clay, of hardened clay, just fell onto the fucking ground. He's like, what the fuck is that? And immediately he's just thinking, and Margarito's reaction is just looking at his trainer, Javier Capetillo, just looking over at him, not knowing what to do, not knowing how to react, as if he was like, how should I react?
Right.
And he's like, oh, I don't know. Everyone, his trainer, I don't know. They went up and analyzed
Someone knows.
That block, that block, they went and analyzed it. It was soaked in plaster of Paris, designed to harden over the course of a fight. What? So it started off soft, right? And you're starting the fight, which kind of adds up. This is the kind of guy who apparently gets stronger as the fight goes on.
Oh shit!
And so you can't.
Oh
take away
shit! Everybody, you listen to this.
You can't take away the fact that he did have a great chin. He had great stamina.
Yeah, he still got his ass. If he's getting shit hands,
he was wearing fucking bricks on his hands. Fuck you.
Soft bricks, and then as it goes on, hard bricks. But still, besides the point.
Here's the thing. Finally, they finally sorted out. Basically, Antonio Margarito played dumb the whole time. Javier Capetillo.
Did they still fight?
Listen, Capetillo said yes. After a while, he said, "Yeah, I did try to do that. We usually only do it when he's training, though. We only do it when he's training. It's protect his hands."
Wait, how does that protect your hands, though? Does it?
Yeah, bricks protect your hands.
What? Obviously, I don't watch boxing. I didn't know that was a thing. Bricks definitely protect your hands, though. Google that.
They could have canceled the fight, but he was like, no. And Shane and them no, let's fight. So that fight goes on.
But without those wraps, right? So he had his re-wraps and there was nothing.
And did he get checked? Okay, so he got him checked. Not by his trainer.
And in the beginning of the telecast, you can hear Jim Lampley, the Lamps, right? He describes the whole controversy. This is what happened. We don't know what's going on. They're worried about it, but okay, the fight's going on. And then Shane just rips this guy a new asshole. Margarito, like I said, legendary chin. This guy just doesn't get hurt. And Shane Mosley just destroys him and knocks him out in the ninth round.
I wonder if he was also felt remorse for getting.
All this happened at welterweight.
Yeah, I wonder if he felt if that mentally affected his fight.
Good point. Very good point.
That's what it's like.
That's what a lot of people.
He has kind of like remorse, to like fuck, I fucking got caught cheating, blah blah blah. So he's not like he's not like on top of the world anymore. He's like
he's not thinking about boxing anymore.
He's thinking about what's gonna happen afterwards. What's gonna happen afterwards? Your head's not in the game, dude.
Think about it this way, okay? Everyone listening at home, you've been cheating on your girlfriend, and she texts you, "Hey, we need to talk." What's your mind going to be on the rest of the day?
Shit,
it's not going to be on work, is it?
Such a good analogy, dude. That's such a good analogy.
That's it.
I've lost my fingers for less.
Another topic that I wanted to bring
How do we
up.
get into that? Oh, that was we're talking about PEDs.
About work, and I recently just got fired over a work relationship, which is something that is new to me because I had done all my work. There was nothing wrong.
Time
with
out
my
real quick. By
production.
work relationships, we don't mean having sex in the workplace. That's not what we're talking about.
No,
that's
I
a different
just mean-
discussion. We can get to that later if you want.
Correct.
But this is different.
I'm just talking about your relationship with your coworkers, whether they be male or female, without the sexual tension. And I got fired because this girl didn't like me. That was the only reason I got fired, and I thought that was some bullshit. And the fact that I had my numbers were good. Everything was good. I was productive. I was accurate. And this is at a DC, a distribution center. So the actual job, I did fine. And there's only 9 of us working there. And all the coworkers liked me besides one fucking person. And I got fired over one fucking person.
You said isn't the reason she didn't like you is because you just weren't talkative, right?
Right.
You listen
I
to
wasn't talkative
podcasts
to
and
her.
stuff. You listen to
Right.
music. It
I
helps
was
you
to
get into a
myself.
rhythm. You've told us about this a million times. Every job you've worked at, you love to have that in your ear. You're learning, and you can get into a rhythm. If you're doing some task where you don't need to be creative, it's good to have that.
Yeah.
And I completely understand you 100%. It helps me too. So when you said that, when you first said that someone was giving you trouble over not being able to listen to the podcast or anything, I was like, that's we all got mad.
It's like music, dude. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Music, dude, pumps me up. It makes me if you listen to even people that are just
a better worker.
even people that are just creative in general, just creative human beings. If you listen to even Joe, when Joe Rogan talks about on the podcast, when he's writing comedy, he's listening to music. He has TV in the background. It's he's not sitting in silence. There's things that are motivate, or there are things that motivate you. Music is one of them. For me, dude, I'll listen to books, I'll listen to audiobooks or podcasts. I'm still doing my job. I'm a big talker. It makes me talk less at work.
Yeah,
so when my boss told me you can't have one headphone. It's not 2 headphones. It's still etiquette. We're still fucking being, work etiquette. For lack of a better word, being able to listen to those around you while still fucking enjoying whatever entertainment you have in your ear. But for someone to say you can't do that, it's okay, now I'm a talkative person. I'm going to be sitting here talking to others around me. Less work is going to be getting done. I'm not going to try to do less work. It's just the fact that I'm cut off from trying to communicate with people because I'm trying to listen. It's not like you listen in one ear and don't listen in the other ear. You're listening in both ears. So whether you have one headphone in one
if
ear.
somebody says, "Hey, Stevie,"
I'm still
you're
gonna listen.
You're gonna zone out of that podcast for a second to be like, "Oh yeah, what's up?"
Yeah,
Today, for instance, I'm listening to the fucking Joe Rogan podcast, of course. Joe Rogan, shout out. You're my dude. Love you, man.
Probably never gonna hear this, but
Never
we love
gonna
you.
hear this, but whatever.
Huge fans.
Anyways, and I'm welding. So am I sitting there listening to the conversation? No. When I actually start burning rod and I'm actually starting to weld, I am focused and I'm doing my weld, but the noise is still occurring in my ear. And then as soon as I'm done with my weld, I'll look at it, and then boom, it's reconnecting right back to Joe. So if I can split my mind like that, doing welding,
it goes right back into. Brought to you by Onna.com. We got these kettlebells, dude. We got these fucking awesome kettlebells.
I'm just saying, if I can do that with welding, if I can sit there and be able to pick and choose what I'm doing and where my focus is on, if I can do it with welding, then I can do it at a fucking distribution center.
Yeah, exactly.
Where I'm counting 2 fucking markers. And where I'm packing a fucking box. You can do it while you're prepping. You can do it,
Dude, I'm prepping. I have a fucking sharp knife in my hand. I'm cooking food. I am
trying to get at. What do you mean?
Dude, I'm working with fire.
Not have
that's the whole reason we talked about that was talk about that's why he listens to headphones during work. And some girl would always try to talk to him, and he was just kind of either wasn't paying attention or kind of standoffish. That's why she doesn't like you. That's why she didn't like him.
So that's why she didn't like me, and
that's
that
what started the
got
bubble.
me fired.
Well, and the reason it got him fired,
the bubble, and because now ever since that first occurrence where I wasn't really talking to her and I wasn't really about it, and I was just kind of to myself, she goes and tells the boss that oh, he doesn't like me. So then from day one, she was resentful towards me. So every little thing that I did, she would go and tattletale on me like a fucking 8-year-old.
That's not...
Whether it be like, oh, he goes to the bathroom. Like, he literally said, oh, you go to the bathroom too much. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I go to the bathroom just as much as everybody else is. And
when I need to go to the bathroom,
like,
when I need to use the restroom, I use the restroom.
Exactly.
I've
like,
gotten
that's
that,
such
like,
nonsense.
I've got because like at my job, we spend the first 5 or so hours prepping. There's no service or anything. Work at a restaurant. Nothing's going on. You're not like, so during service, I understand you have to go to the bathroom, tell the person next to you, hey, I need to go to the bathroom, cover my station. But if you're just prepping, I gotta go to the bathroom, I'm gonna fucking go, and I got shit because I wasn't telling everyone that I had to go to the bathroom. And it's like, I'm going to the bathroom. Fuck off.
Like, I literally made up a story because of my boss, because he's like, oh, you go to the bathroom too much. And I was like, oh, I have IBS. Do I need to sit here and explain to you that I have IBS and you want me to go through every time that I go to that? And he straight shut the fuck up. So he honestly believes that I don't fucking have IBS.
What is IBS, by the way? I don't even
Yeah, I'm
know.
confused.
Irritable bowel syndrome. Irritable
Oh,
bowel
shit,
syndrome.
yeah.
I was gonna say something like, I have colon
I'm gonna
cancer.
use that. I'm gonna use that.
Well, because it's like, well, then now what the fuck do you have to say? If I did have IBS and I didn't disclose that information before, it's not like a medical condition. I don't think that's something that I need to put on a job description. Like, oh, I have IBS, even though I don't. So maybe it is because I don't actually have it. So maybe it is something that would be talked about. Like I said, I just said it to get him off of my back.
What would be more embarrassing is if, like, okay, I suffer from hemorrhoids and I have to go to the bathroom a lot to reapply cream. So, and that's very embarrassing. I'm not going to tell you about that. I'm not going to tell anyone.
It could have been
And
anything
I
like
suffer
that.
from hemorrhoids, but I don't apply cream. I go in there and I take long shits because I don't want to bleed.
Yeah.
Like that's like,
Yeah,
what are you
by
in the
way,
bathroom for so
everyone
long?
listening at
I
home,
bleed.
You should never push when you're taking a shit. That's what causes hemorrhoids, is you pushing, holding your breath, going, "Ugh." Don't ever do that. Let it come out naturally, everyone.
Even when you're constipated, you gotta sit there then. If
help
you're
your
constipated,
butthole.
then you gotta sit there. And it's okay that we're talking about poop, because there's plenty of shit that talks about poop, and poop is funny.
Poop is funny. I'm still in the poop
It
joke.
is low-hanging fruit, but fuck off.
It is definitely
Like, you're
low-hanging
not
fruit.
gonna
Now
eat
that
an
we're on the
apple.
poop,
that's
People
so
love
dirty,
poop
Let's
jokes.
go to eating ass. Would you ever eat ass?
I have on the first
We've
on the
discussed
first
this
date
before.
on the
We've
yeah,
discussed it
dude.
before, and yes, I have too, but I think it's more important, and I would do it again. I want to say that. Kate Beckinsale, please get back at me. You're not answering any of my mail. Anyways, get back to your story. Stevie, please tell the good people
Wait.
your first date story.
Well, let's start with
First date. You're
Let's
that
start
girl
with-
that everyone talks about. Who
let's.
said, you know, this isn't the.
I'm gonna
great
need
take
another.
home.
All right, I'm gonna need another beer for this story.
You don't introduce this girl to your friends, to your acquaintances.
Let's start by saying Adney's sending Kate Beckinsale literal mail, not emails. Like he said, you're not answering my mail.
I thought she would respect it more.
She's
Anyone
British.
could-
She's
anyone
British.
Could, anyone could tweet it.
She's
Kinda-
British. She
Yeah, and
respects
yeah,
mail.
she's British,
But
so I do the
she keeps
Harry
wondering,
Potter,
where is this guy
like,
getting my fucking
saying-
address from? That's all she's asking is, who's Dadney and why does he have my address? And why do I need to?
How I sign it.
Why do I need to feel his magnificent? I don't want to get into this, but
Stop intercepting my mail and reading it and telling the good people at home what I say.
All right, while
we can't. There is no
Stevie's-
pausing it. What do we do? Look at professionals.
While Stevie's getting his beer, I just want to go and say, because we're talking about eating ass, that I will never eat anyone's ass. I don't care. You can be Jennifer Aniston,
that lady.
Kate Blanchett, Blanket.
Also a good one.
Why-
Different girl.
why-
Different British accent.
Like, I don't give a fuck
But
who
still
you are.
definitely,
I am
yes.
not eating your ass. It
Kate
can
Blanchett,
be
please play Hela in Thor Ragnarok. That's what I want to see. I think you'd be amazing in that role. Sorry.
It can be bleached, it could be fucking baby wipe, baby powdered, it could be the cleanest asshole on the earth. I'm still not putting my tongue in it.
that's fine.
Alright, go.
Okay.
Fine, we're not gonna judge you.
Damn,
for
let's see
being a pussy.
who. The first time I ate ass. Okay, so the first time I ate ass was.
Oh, so there's multiple
Oh,
times.
dude,
Oh my god.
it's kind of my thing.
You said it as like an old man talking about fishing. Well, the first time I ever fished a big
16-pound test.
Like, you sound like the narrator from A River Runs Through It.
Why don't I want Morgan Freeman to tell his first ass eating story? I think that would be awesome. And then she got me. She laid down, spread her cheeks. It was nice. It
I
was,
said, oh, God.
Tell the story. Go on. Tell the story.
it was right there on the Mexican River. She
you
walked
cheated.
down. I don't even know if it's fucking.
Turned to the guy from Pet Cemetery. I wanted to go down that route.
Yeah, I went down that route.
Tell the fucking story.
Tell the fucking story.
I don't remember who I was talking to. It was somebody that was in a relationship. I think it might have been Joel or somebody mentioned, because there's always going to be somebody in the group that ate ass first. You know what I mean? That's like, there's going to be that guy. And it's like, guys, I got something to tell you.
Apparently it's
And everyone's like, what's up, dude? And they
by the
say,
way, like,
and then everyone's like, oh, and then you have those couple friends that take them aside and be like, so what's up? What, like tell me, like,
But no, there's the
how did
thing,
it
though.
taste? How did it
The thing
feel?
about it,
Like,
Joel's been eating ass or not eating ass, but he's been getting his asshole eaten out for a while. He's been a huge advocate for like a decade.
he's been pushing it on the
true.
group.
And
Joel's
he's
been
a
pushing.
huge advocate for baby wipes because he don't like.
Dude, I'm
going
all
down
about the baby
on
wipes,
no
dude.
one
It's
for
the
Abby
one.
brought baby wipes into the house,
That's
dude.
the
I
way
didn't
you
even.
do
I didn't
it.
have baby wipes in the house.
If you don't have baby wipes, your asshole is not clean. I don't care. Like, you either have to take a shower after you poop or use baby wipe. That's the only way. It's the only way.
Baby wipes are the ones. They are the ones.
Tell the story. We'll
Okay,
go on.
okay. My ex. Okay.
Megan?
Yes, my ex Megan.
Hey, her
You're not
ass!
supposed to name names. We don't name names here.
Why?
We don't
Satan.
name names.
Satan.
Satan, that's
So
her name.
Satan came into my house.
Lucifer Lou.
And by ex, he means ex-wife. Ex-wife. No,
We're still some
ex-wife.
chicks.
No,
Huh?
I'm gonna say it.
Fuck! I might have fucked up the sound there. I apologize. That was
ahead.
pretty bad.
Everyone just took their headphones off.
Looking ringy.
I'll do like a pre.
So we got fucking wasted. I think we were at a bar. I can't remember which friends was
Were you
telling us
married
about.
at this time or no?
No, we were just engaged. I think we might have been engaged, but
So it's not like the first time you guys had sex. You said it was your first
no,
date.
no. I've done it on plenty of first
No,
dates.
he said this is
my
the first time he's ever done it.
time I've ever done it.
Okay.
So wait, fuck, dude. And my buttholes, dude. I'm a chef. My buttholes.
You're
fucking
Italian,
stinky.
bro.
It's hairy. Like it's
Do you,
bad.
do you?
We showered
shave it,
first.
huh?
No, I can't. No, fuck no. You ever try to shave your asshole
Yeah,
in a
it
hot
sucks.
kitchen?
I did it one time.
Dude, goddamn, it's the worst
Dude,
feeling in the
I
world.
did it one
Dude,
time,
yeah.
and that's
that is the
last
most
time.
evil thing in the world. You
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
like.
I
I
would
would
never
never.
shave
I
my
feel like
ass
if
again.
hell was real, all it is just normal life, and then you have to shave your asshole. It has to grow back. You have to shave your asshole. It has to grow back.
Like, I've done it.
that
I-
is
actually,
hell,
I've done-
dude.
no, dude, I
That
could-
is my definition of
my
hell.
God.
I've done it. I have shaved like the hair on my inner ass
Me
cheek.
too.
You're itchy.
Me
Your
too.
thin. Your chinny chin chin, huh?
Like things are different.
It's
like
bad.
it does, but when those
It's
prickles
cool
come
at
in,
first,
it is the
but
one.
when they
Well,
start
yeah,
It's
like,
cool.
bringing it
It's
up,
smooth. Oh,
it's
dude,
game
that's the
over.
worst.
It's
Red.
wiping. The biggest benefit is wiping, because like, dude, it's so much easier. Shit doesn't get caught in the
Wait,
hair.
hold on. Tell the fucking story.
This is fun though.
We keep-
Okay.
We can't stay on one
Come back to the
topic.
house.
We haven't finished 5 topics.
No,
We've
yes,
left
we
them.
have.
We've done 75% of each
I
topic.
think,
Okay.
I think most podcasts do that too.
No, they go back and finish. They're way better than us.
Well,
We're still learning. We're still learning.
elites are. But
Okay,
anyway.
okay. Finish the story.
So I bring her home, and we're fucking wasted. We start talking about eating asshole because somebody was talking about it with us, and she actually, instead of me going right for her, she goes right for my butthole. I have my foot in the bathtub, like one foot on like the bathtub, like porcelain up top,
On the rim?
and then I'm like, yeah, on the rim, and then I'm like leaning onto the sink, and she's like on her knees, getting down on it, and it was tickling and everything. She did it for like
So this
3
was
minutes,
after you guys-
4
the
minutes.
tongue go
This is
inside?
after shower.
Is it just the outside? Or
No,
tongue
just
go
the
in?
outside. Just the outside.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
she
it's
didn't,
gonna
like,
tickle.
Suck it.
I mean,
Oh no,
that's
she
like
just
a-
lick. No, they don't suck on the asshole. They just lick it and like tickle.
Stick
like,
the tongue inside. That's like if you were gonna eat a girl out her vagina. Are you just gonna go on the
No,
outside?
I'm gonna like.
No, you're gonna get in.
Yeah,
Get
get in.
up in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But you don't get.
You do.
For butt.
You do.
Yeah, you do.
No, you do.
Just
you
your
do.
first
But this is the first
If you're,
experience.
if you're serious.
Like the last experience. If you're serious.
If you don't take
If you're not a serious person.
If you take your oath seriously, if you're a member of the Night's Watch, and
Yeah. If you tell a girl I eat ass and you go half-ass by eating ass,
you never have eaten ass.
you can't half-ass eating ass. You can't half-ass eating ass. You got a whole ass eating ass. You gotta eat the whole ass. You can't half-ass eating the whole ass. All right. Oh man.
But that was it. So you.
No,
guys,
so
you were
yeah,
the
that was
drunken
the
night,
first
you
time.
Did you lick her butthole? or
I
no?
did. I licked her butt. I fucking.
I did.
Which didn't bother me. If she wasn't hairy, it tasted fine. I mean, it doesn't taste like poop. It does not taste like shit.
Well, that's
No.
because you guys took showers.
Unless
before.
the poop
No,
at the moment.
girls, people prepare themselves. If I tell a girl I eat ass, and she's coming over, she cleans.
Wait, when does that
I've told
statement
plenty
get
of
made?
girls.
And, like,
Oh,
how
when they say how, like, this even sometimes before even a first date, if they say straight up like how freaky are you? Because I tell them I'm aggressive. Like I'll tell them I'm into aggression. Like fucking choking, tying down, biting, scratching. You can fucking make me bleed.
This is hilarious because
you can make me bleed.
5'2".
I'm 5'4". Yeah.
Can we get it right? 5'4".
Doesn't mean I can't be aggressive. I'm a man. I'm naturally stronger than most women. Not sexist. This is.
You can't say that.
Oh, okay.
We're like
PC.
totally pro
PC.
PC here, and for you to be a big bully, bro.
Yeah, we're all about pussy crushing.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Adney has a good explanation for equality. Well, he'll explain that later. It's pretty fucking great, though. You want to buy me things, too? But no, all right, like I was saying, back to the story. So, yeah, I ate her ass, and that was fine. We only did it, I believe, once. But it didn't really come back up because I got a divorce maybe 8 months ago. So then in my realm of trying to dating and hanging out.
When do you unleash the...
I unleashed the Kraken.
By the way, I
The-
will totally eat it.
Literally, dude, I unleashed the Kraken. You get it, like the crack, get it? Is that like... That's such a bad joke.
Please.
Okay,
edit that, edit that.
stupid. Okay, now there's this one girl, Ashley, that said she was a suicide girl, and she used to be a
Naming names,
suicide girl.
We're naming names the rest of the night.
Shit, we gotta leave out names, huh?
We're namers.
So
Right,
yeah.
because I'm sure there's only one Ashley that's a suicide
Name
girl.
dropping ass nigga.
Right, yeah.
By the way, all Ashleys are sluts anyways. Doesn't.
This is true, dude. Dude, that's not even a lie. That's
funny
like
because my
science,
What's
dude.
funny is like any of our friends that are Ashleys listen to this, you guys are fucking assholes.
Yeah. Every Ashley knows a fucking
I'm
slut.
I'm not a slut, except for me. Every girl always says that. Except for me, especially.
You are the sluttiest.
That's what I was thinking of.
You're the Ashley I was naming. Whenever I say Ashley, you come to mind. But and then this girl Ashley's like, you eat that, or no, what she said to me? We were just talking about different things we've done.
I don't know.
Yeah,
What's your favorite movie? My favorite movie is Sleeping in Seattle. Do you eat ass?
But so it always just comes up when we say like, what's the craziest thing? Like there's always a question. What's the craziest thing you've done?
That is a good
what
question.
it's
Wait,
like,
hold on. The craziest thing you've done is eating ass?
no, but I'm saying I'm
Crazy
giving you.
sexual.
Okay.
I'm saying.
This is 20 questions sexual edition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody plays actual
didn't-
20 questions.
My bad.
Nobody
I didn't know
goes,
it was like
what kind of
specified.
cities have you been to? Like, nobody fucking cares.
Hey, apples to apples is assholes to assholes, right? We always discuss craziest thing we've done, sexual. Like anytime you're in a conversation with a new girl, it's like they either one person or the other brings up something sexual, and that that's being heard on the podcast. It's like someone drinking tea. But so then what'd she say? Like, oh, I do all this stuff, blah blah blah. I'm all for aggression, smacking, biting. So okay, that's fine. But what's funny is, well, anytime a girl says she likes it in the ass, that's how it always leads to me asking, have you ever had your asshole eaten? And then it kind of goes from there because I've only put it in 2 girls' asses, but they made me stop each time.
Yeah, me
it
too.
was literally like, okay, you gotta stop.
Yeah.
Like I'm all for it. It feels good, and then I go to do it, and then like I'm not saying my dick's big. I just don't know. They make me stop.
No,
they're
it's
liars.
not small.
They're
They're
liars,
lying.
dude.
It's not
They're
small.
trying to impress.
They're trying to impress. Of course they take it in the ass because they don't want to lose that little chance that they have.
It takes
with the
practice,
guy
and
that
that's
they
the thing. And not
actually
only does it
enjoy.
take practice, but you have to do it on a consistent basis. You do it once, your asshole isn't gonna be ready to have sex the rest of your fucking life. Which is like a girl, like it's like, come on.
Oh, you're supposed to prep.
You
Like
have-
you see it in everything. Like that's why there's fucking anal beads.
By
and
the
all
way,
this
a
other
real
stuff.
quick
Like-
bit of advice: never use the numbing lube because that can you can tear your asshole and then you won't know it, and that could be worse for you and your health. So never use a numbing lube. Fuck that bullshit. If it hurts, you need to stop and practice a little bit.
I wish you
before
guys
go
had
all the way.
seen Grace and Frankie and I hope some of our listeners have seen Grace and Frankie because Grace on that show, Grace and Frankie,
I love that
makes fat juice, and it's all like, and she's a hippie, so it's all natural herbs and everything.
What does it do?
Fucking
Bad does that
hilarious.
smell?
What is it? Fat juice?
It's vag juice. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Did she like drink it to make her vag
No,
smell good?
no, it's
or she
lube.
puts
It's
it in her.
lube.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
lube. It's lube. It's just
Made from her own juices.
not from her own. It's like herbal or whatever. But I just got on the subject of lube because Adney was talking about the
Yeah.
lube.
So like I was saying, yeah, I've had this girl like, oh, come pick me up. We'll do some crazy stuff. Sweet. So I pick her up. She starts fucking giving me roadhead on the way home, and I start fingering her butthole. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to loosen up her butthole in the car on the freeway heading to my house.
Ew.
What?
Wait,
What?
was it?
That's good prep work.
Was it discussed
Preparing.
before that you're gonna eat her ass?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about putting it in her
Just
butt.
making sure.
She said she's down for anything. I said, okay, we're down for
That's
anything.
when you left me, I figured, oh, you're down for anything.
She's
The next
blowing
time you
me
see her,
in
you're
the
putting
car,
your fucking finger
Come on,
in her
and she's
ass.
blowing me in the
hold on,
car,
time
and I
out real
can't
quick.
reach her
Time out.
vagina.
You
I
listen
reached
to-
her butthole.
You listen to me, Chris Smith. Okay, if you talk about that kind of stuff, and a girl, you're like, this is the first time meeting her in person, and she's giving you roadhead, and she lets you finger her asshole. Oh, it's going down.
It's going down.
Oh, did you discuss this?
I just wanted to know if her asshole is gonna have a bunch of poo in it or not, okay?
Did you discuss this? Yeah, she told me specifically, I'm gonna suck your dick on the road, you're gonna finger my butthole. No, she said, I am down for anything. I said, okay, case in point, I'm on my way to pick you up. That was it. No names, nothing. I don't even know her last name.
She just said I'm freaky, and you're like, I'm freaky,
Yeah,
and then you put your
that in the
finger
bubble stuff.
in her
That in
butt,
the
and it
bubble
didn't
stuff.
smell.
Didn't smell. No, it didn't smell my finger.
Smell.
It did.
Like an armpit. It smelled
No,
like
it
an
did
armpit.
not. Lies. It smelled like shit.
I didn't-
You pulled your finger out of there, and it smelled like shit, and you still fucked her.
Did I? Wait. No, I put my finger in her butthole. It's still gonna smell, but I don't smell my finger after I'm done. You don't smell your dick after you're done putting it in someone's ass.
Not in their ass, but pussies I smell all day.
That's fine, because I'm eating the pussy.
Well, it depends on the stink, right?
Yeah, you don't go, oh yeah, I fingered that asshole. What's that smell like?
I wouldn't.
don't
I wouldn't
ever.
smell it to see.
I
what it
know what
smells
comes
like.
out of my
I would
own
smell
asshole.
it to see if she's a clean or dirty person.
But
I
it's a
wouldn't be
butthole.
smelling-
Oh my god, so you're like, hey, you could be the fucking Queen Elizabeth, your asshole's still gonna smell.
So what you're saying, Chris, is if you were there, you'd smell it, and if it smelled bad, you'd be like, nah, I'm taking you home.
Get out of my car. I know, I just.
Probably not.
I know, I just
But
fucking.
I would never get to that.
No,
point.
just
You've
fucking.
gone that far.
I'm not sticking a finger in a
Yeah.
woman's asshole.
Once
anyway.
you-
That's the point of no return.
I'm not
that's
getting that far.
That's the Millennium Falcon landing on the Death Star. That's, dude, too far. You're there.
You're there.
might as
You're
well
already.
fight.
You might as well finish the job. Get
I
the
wouldn't
job
even get there,
done.
but okay, no, for sure.
And then be like,
no return.
and then just like, yeah, I can't call you again. Your butt all smell. She, you still went through with it. I'm like, yeah. What am I gonna not go through with it?
Now you're the asshole.
Damn it.
Will you learn how to use your fucking microphone right? By microphone, I mean your stupid ass iPhone 4.
This is better. No, this is better. This is better. The beer is better.
And one 12-pack, that's what you brought?
Yeah, about one 12-pack.
For us,
What do I look like? What do I look like?
Adney brought one. You should have brought one as well.
You should have made one.
I just got in a car accident, Chris. I'm buying beer. Cop pulls me over. What's wrong with your car? I'm like, I got beer in the bag. What's up?
Hey, the first thing I would have bought. Kidding me? I just got into a fucking wreck. I need to drink my sorrows away. So obviously I'm an alcoholic.
Dude, I can't believe. Whatever. Shit happens.
Okay, so
I always tell myself, whatever. It's just life. Shit
you
happens.
fingered her.
That's what you
You
have to
fingered
do.
her
You have to.
butthole while she was giving you roadhead. You got back to the house.
We start getting down on the couch watching Jim Jeffries.
Fair.
No, we didn't get down. Like, we're making out. I'm showing her Jim Jeffries. I have chicken nuggets in the oven. I actually forgot the chicken nuggets in the oven, so when we got done doing our thing, I went out and they were burnt, and I still ate them.
I'm sure you did.
They were good.
You love burnt shit though.
I do like burnt stuff, but still, I mean, you kind of eat an asshole. You can eat burnt chicken nuggets. Oh yeah, it's fine.
Same night. Your asshole is still hot.
I went and ate her butthole, and then I tried putting it in her ass, and after like a solid minute, she said she can't do it anymore, so whatever. So I took it out, and I went from the pooper to the other.
After a solid
I
minute,
thought
it's
that's
pretty
it. I thought you weren't
dry.
supposed to do
It's pretty
that.
dry after a solid fucking minute.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that's why you need lube, bro.
Lots
We didn't
of
have any lube at all.
and
No
recline.
lube, you just
No lube.
The best way,
No, I hocked it,
like,
dude.
okay, so like,
She had her mouth on it, and then she told me to put it in there, but saliva gets dry.
I think the best way to
Well,
do
you just
it,
gotta keep spitting.
if you're really gonna do it,
like a
and
fucking
like,
camel.
okay, it's a kink thing. If you want to do a kink thing, whatever, that's fine. You think it's kinky, she thinks it's gonna be kinky, that's fine, sign it. But you should definitely have regular vaginal sex. Have that for a while, and finger her asshole when you're close. You don't want to give a 30-minute sesh to her ass. You want to be on the brink of finishing, so it's as quick as possible for the two of you. Okay? And then you go in after you've loosened the butthole up with your fingers, okay? Then you go in, that way you can finish early, and it's less of a fucking whole issue.
The women's G-spot isn't in their butthole as well, right? I know.
No, that's only us.
Ours
That's only us.
supposedly is. And
No, it's not supposedly. It is.
it is. It's scientific fact. My bad. Not supposedly. Chris will just never be able to.
But girls
experience
can
that
still-
because no one's getting in Chris's ass. That's all. I'm saying.
Women
Well, I
could
mean, maybe
still.
Joe comes over.
You guys are
Women-
fucking irresponsible with your mics.
Women could still orgasm by getting fucked in their ass. Like that's still thing. Some women can orgasm
With
through
enough
fucking
practice. With enough
Nipple
practice.
play.
nipple play.
Yeah, I've
Can
seen
yeah,
that.
some women can fucking orgasm through nipple play. I've never seen it. I've barely seen women orgasm.
You gotta be psychologically
but
into
those
ass
things
play
happen.
to start. That's the jumping off point.
I would like to say that we totally demolished that subject to 100% with the whole ass eating.
Okay, the first subject we got 100% was about assholes. That says a lot about us as podcast.
I mean,
Like we were talking about PEDs, and we stopped at brick hands, and went to assholes.
That
or
was,
whatever.
I mean, our minds are pretty sporadic, so this is how the cast is gonna go, and I think people will enjoy it. For
And you hear that's the sound of everyone signing off. Good night
All
and goodbye.
right, let's go to our next subject. I want to talk about Master of None, F is for Family, Narcos.
The Netflix
Marco-
Renaissance? Is that what you want to talk about?
Exactly what I want to
Because number one, Jessica Jones. Okay, Jessica Jones is the shit. But okay, let's start with
haven't
Master of
actually
None.
seen Jessica Jones.
Neither have I. No, I hear nothing but good things.
I
man.
can't remember. It's an amazing, cause
I still haven't even watched it.
like all people ever say is, oh, it's way darker than anything Marvel's ever done. Like you can go darker by just having your hero be like, I'm super sad about stuff. that's what Christopher Nolan did, and that. But it's so much more than that. It's not this girl because she's humorous. She's funny. She says shit. She's like jokes about her life, but she isn't. She has a huge drinking problem. The fucking entire story, the whole season, the arc is basically, it's at the core, it's the story of a rape survivor. This is a girl who was tortured by a guy, and it psychologically damaged her. I mean, we've all met several girls, we've all know 100 girls who have gone through something horrible like that, and how it changes them, and how it's affected them, their actions, and how they see the world. And this is that story. This is that girl who's been through something horrific. It happened. She was already a developed adult, and then this fucking happened to her, and it completely changed who she was, and it made her stop. Like she was like, and they on the backdrop of okay, these people have superpowers, and it's awesome, and there's cool bullshit, and everything, but it's still that story. This girl recovering, running from her past, trying to forget it with alcohol, self-medicating with booze and all that shit, and then slowly facing her problem and slowly overcoming it. And even after it's all said and done, she's not better. She's not fixed. She lives with that the rest of her fucking life. And that's why that story is so amazing, and it's one of the best things Marvel's ever fucking done, or will ever do. And you can't argue that. Like,
And it's through Netflix. It's not a motion picture. It's not
that's
through
what. That's
Universal.
the only reason they were able to do that. Was that Disney isn't gonna fucking pay for your rape survivor story.
And why not?
They want happy, pithy, because they want to make the money off the kids wanting to go see the movie. There's aren't kid. You don't let your kid watch Jessica Jones. Like no, this is for like it was. Netflix is such a fucking haven for artists. Real artists, comedians go there all the time. They get their specials. Like Tom Segura's new special just came out,
God, it's so
amazing.
good. Tommy
Like
Bones,
they
I
don't
Am
get in
On.
your way. Bill Burr talks about that with his show. It's for family. They didn't get in our way. You don't have to do
They let me do whatever I want. He said
every
that.
TV show, every movie. The reason why Joss Whedon isn't going to do any Avengers movies anymore is because he just felt the heat down his neck. Like during Age of Ultron, they were just fucking up his ass the whole time, and he said it drove him crazy, and he can never do it again. That's not like that with Netflix. They say, you're an artist, we're going to let you do what you do. This sounds like a commercial for Netflix, but they did do that.
Wait, this is off
Netflix.
subject.
We
We have our
endorse
sponsor, Netflix.
Like I wish
They
Netflix
did
would be
that,
our
and then,
sponsor.
they said, okay, you have this idea, like, for fucking Daredevil. All people know about Daredevil is that Ben Affleck made a horrible movie. But
Can I just real quick? Ben Affleck is a horrible actor.
He's getting better.
Okay,
He's
go
gotten
ahead.
a lot better.
Finish your story.
wanna-
Sorry, we'll go in.
My
we'll go in
counter
on
argument
that. We'll
to
go in
that
on
is, here's your fucking double bugger. But
Okay,
anyways,
so we can play a fucking boss. Okay, yeah, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that.
but yeah, like Jessica Jones is such an amazing story, and all that. So what I'm saying is like they give artists such free reign freedom to do whatever they want. Daredevil was such a huge hit. It was so amazing. The best villain anyone had ever seen in Marvel Universe was fucking... I can't remember his fucking name now. But the guy who played Kingpin, I feel like such an asshole. I don't remember his fucking name. But he was so fucking awesome. He was great in Men in Black, too. He's great in Men in Black,
In the show?
Yeah, in the show. The guy who plays Kingpin... They do a whole episode dedicated to him and why he is the way he is. They give him actual depth. So many Marvel villains are cartoonish and they're just like, I'm bad for the sake of being bad.
Yeah.
They fucking put Loki is
They
such
actually
a
make him a 3D character, not
yeah,
necessarily
Loki
just
is
like...
such a popular character. People love him because you understand why he is the way he is. Because they give that
taken from his family, fucking...
And that's the thing is
he
grew
can
up,
never be king.
He didn't realize that. All he knew was, why does my dad love my older brother more than me? Why does he get everything? Why am I shunned by not only my dad, but everyone else and everyone I've ever known? I'm like, yeah, you're going to have a grudge against your brother. You're going to have a grudge against everyone in your whole life, except for his mom. And they show that in like the second Thor, which got a lot of criticism, rightfully so. But it shows how he still loved his mom. He still had a strong, even after all that shit he did. But that's why people love Loki. And they did that with Kingpin. They showed more depth to him. They showed him why he is the way he is.
David Tennant is Kingpin?
No.
Okay.
What?
I was about to go off. Like, no way is David Tennant. I can't
No,
find it.
dude, that's Kilgrave. That's from Jessica
I know,
Jones.
I can't. That's
I'm
what
talking
they were
about Daredevil.
about.
God damn it, you fucking lunatic. Anyways, the whole point is that Netflix is such a great place because it lets these guys do what they want, free reign. That's what birthed Daredevil. That's what birthed Jessica Jones. And that's why Aziz Ansari was able to make such an amazing show that you wanted to talk about. You're the one that made me watch the show, and I love that you for doing it. But Master of None, awesome fucking show.
It's such a good show. What I was going to get at is the whole reason that we brought this up in Netflix and everything is because I think Netflix is changing the way that TV shows and movies and everything is going to be produced.
Time out. Vincent D'Onofrio, that's his name.
That's
Vincent
the guy.
There you go.
The guy that's like, I'll put my hand on my head. I like that.
Give me sugar and water.
That guy's so good.
That guy's amazing.
But yeah, like I
Oh,
was saying,
tasty snack! Like, that guy's so good.
Netflix doesn't put those reins around you like you were saying with Joss Whedon and the Avengers. So what happens is you get better quality programs with Netflix than you would with all of these studios because
The studios, just like the fucking government, and all these motherfucking agencies are in it for cash. Like sports, like NFL, they don't give a fuck about their players.
does
Like
make sense. It
all
makes
these
sense
big ass
from the dollar bill.
corporations are for their dollars besides Netflix. And I think that's gonna change how corporations are run within these next 20 fucking years. Because the people, we're now so informed that we're not okay with it. But yet, this is the craziest time to think that let me rephrase this. Right now is the craziest time to live because we are living under these constraints that we know are wrong, yet we still do it because we're in this transition period going to better, whether it be in movies, TV, politics, fucking work, whatever it might be. It really comes down to just how we are as a society, and the entire thing is going to change within our lifetime. It's going to happen with us. We are like that transition period. So we're going to get the brunt of everything. We're going to get the shit of the stick because they're figuring everything out with us. We're the experiment. And then after us, shit's going to be popping. Chappie is going to happen. Them being able to map your consciousness into a program, I think is fully fucking possible. And I'm about it. Chips are going to have... Okay, I'm going on this crazy tangent. Anyways, going back to Netflix. Netflix, I just really love because Netflix is for the artists, by the artists. Whereas the studios...
And like, before we turn the studios into these evil, like, tyrant fucking beings... it makes sense. Like, okay, you're putting a fucking $150 million behind some asshole and be like, make me money. That's the whole point is you want to make money, so you're going to get a little scared. You're going to be a little like, wait, but people like this though. But hold on, I don't think you're going to like that. I'm sorry, I need to make money.
But this was
you
all...
want to make a story about a rape victim, but kids aren't going to watch that? I'm not going to make money if only grown-ups are watching that. I need to make more my money. My money. I need my money.
But they could be making more money if they would just get on board with what Netflix is doing, because
at the same time,
the studios are still doing all their shit old school. So everything is still how it was in the 1930s. I understand what you're saying. I'm not trying to make the studios to be bad, but they're not about it. Like, they're not transitioning or anything like that.
Line. Their bottom line, very rarely are they going to be like, well, this is good for art.
Yeah.
They need to bottom line, and that makes sense, but I also agree that they go too far sometimes.
Because now it doesn't
Focus groups are the death of fucking cinema. Like, everyone, if you've seen I Am Legend, that movie ends with, of course, Will Smith.
Spoiler.
Fuck spoilers.
Well, I mean, it's past the, what is it called?
And make me say spoiler alert, you're a little bitch. I'm talking about I Am Legend.
Right.
Get over that.
There's a realm of limitations, or a statute of limitations.
That movie ends with Will Smith being the hero saying, oh, these zombie monsters, they're coming in. I'm gonna kill myself to kill them. But in, like, the actual book, the reason why that book is popular, the reason why they wanted to adapt it in the first place, at the very end of that story, these monsters are coming, because Will Smith has all those bodies he's trying to experiment on. And they come in, they crash the place, they don't kill Will Smith, they just take their fallen fucking brethren and they leave. To show... That's why it's called I Am Legend, because he's all, oh, I am legend. I am just this monster that these people will tell they'll tell their children about. And that's such a more fuck you ending and more deep. That was the whole message of the story. But they showed that to a focus group and be like, it's kind of sad and it makes me like think about my own life and my own existence. I want escapism. So they fucking changed it.
Escapism. That's a fucking word? That's a term?
Yeah, escapism.
Have you heard about the transgender pronouns?
Yeah.
We're not. That's a. Give us a fucking.
And who's off subject now, huh?
You're right.
No, escapism is a word. It's
escapism.
People use anything that's entertainment as escapism. You're escaping your own life. It's not making you think.
And it's basically
anything that's like for the masses.
It's a very good.
So video games are considered escapism.
It's very good for movies and
sports,
TV because
if you're a sports watcher,
anything that helps you escape reality could be considered. It could fall into the realm of
escapism.
Some things are more than
like
others.
all the Fantastic, not the Fantastic, but the Fast
tendency
and Furious
to
franchise
seek distraction and release.
There's nothing quality in those movies except for that Goodbye to Paul Walker. I'll say that. But everything else is just silly, crazy, over the top bullshit. But it's escapism, so that's great. Have fun.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about.
You don't
it's
think
about
your problems.
Suspend reality.
Make you kind of
so if those type of movies are escapism, what is like a type of movie like Ex Machina? How we were discussing. That's not escapism, right?
It's a practice. That's an exercise in thought and philosophy. That's hardcore art. And what I like it doesn't. That movie never. I haven't even watched it, but I can tell you it never felt like Oscar bait. The movie Room with Brie Larson, which I saw and I actually did like, and it actually kind of got me a little bit. I was like, that's pretty sad.
The Room, the terrible one. No, it's a different one.
No, not The Room. Room with Brie Larson, the new one, not the crazy guy with who's insane. Not that guy who made and directed and starred in a movie. No, I'm talking about Room with Brie Larson. She just won a Golden Globe for it.
Wow, I got an 8.3 on IMDb.
Yeah, it's an intense fucking movie.
Is it a drama?
And it's a drama. That's a good movie, but that is Oscar bait at the same time. That's like, oh, we're making this movie because we want
Oscar bait. I like that term, Oscar bait.
It's fucking directed towards, like, any Holocaust movie basically is Oscar bait. You know? 12 Years a Slave.
It's almost like any
Oscar
war
bait.
movie too, Oscar bait, exactly. American Sniper. Let me just go out and say, American Sniper was not a good movie, and yet it won plenty of awards.
Horrible. It got better. I'm gonna say it did get better.
It did get better.
The beginning of that movie was
bad.
I remember. I think I texted you or called you.
We were there.
And I was at the house. And I was all, dude. The beginning of this movie is fucking hilarious. It's so over. Like, he's all, there's two kinds. Well, I can't remember. He's all, there's two kinds.
I gotta pee. I'm gonna go pee.
You're either a wolf or you're a sheep or some.
Oh, dude, we were there together. We were there together watching it. It was the beginning of, like, him and his dad hunting, which is fucking just stupid, dude. It was like, he's been doing this since he was born. Like, that kind of like.
I can't even properly criticize it because I don't remember it that well.
Yeah, I remember.
And that's from 2014. We're done with that year.
Yeah,
let's move on.
Exactly. It was the fact that we watched it in 2015 because we watched it when you first moved up here.
I remember telling you about it.
No, we watched it when you came up to visit.
I watched it and I told you about it.
Oh, you did? I
Yeah. Because I specifically remember, like, that's not even the. We should edit this part out. This is ridiculous.
Okay, but no, yeah. So it's
right now.
basically he's
Chris
hunting.
Smith is in the bathroom right now, so
He's hunting with his father, and that's the whole idea behind it. It's like kind of like you. He's been doing this since the beginning of his life.
It's a super clunky, clumsy version of foreshadowing in which it's like kill or be killed mentality. They try and display that early on in the movie. This is what he learned. This is all he knows is kill or be killed. And even with that, he was taught to protect his little brother. So he's taught to protect his brothers in war. This is what he was taught at the beginning, and he's still, after all that, he feels bad about hurting a child. And it's like, at a certain point, that movie gets good, but the beginning part was so fucking cheesy, and it was so bad.
And I think it was like
just
bullshit. I don't think it was in the beginning in the book or any. I don't even think that whole thing was in the book at all.
The movie's gotten
they fed into it because
a lot of criticism about
after his death about real facts.
Yeah, about real facts. Yeah, exactly.
Every movie does.
And I think that was Clint Eastwood's purpose. I think he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
He directed.
Because did
he write?
No, he didn't write it. He directed it.
I don't think he did a screenplay either.
I don't even think he knows how to write.
Not even
he didn't do the screenplay. He just directed it.
Right.
Well, and Clint Eastwood directing.
And I would defend
isn't-
Clint Eastwood, by the way, because $1 Million Baby.
Is that a good movie?
You still haven't seen
Or
Million
Gran
Dollar
Torino, or either.
You haven't seen Gran
I've seen
Torino?
Gran Torino.
I want to say, okay, time
Only
out real
'cause it's
quick. Time
racist. I
out
wouldn't watch
really
the
fast,
other
really fast. Clint Eastwood is an amazing fucking director, and I think a few years ago it would have been the best movie ever if you did like a complete adaptation of Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns with Clint Eastwood playing,
Agreed.
In his
I could fuck
50s
around with
Batman.
that.
In his 50s Batman, played by Clint Eastwood. Are you fucking like imagine just Clint Eastwood just grabbing this giant guy who's like 6'6", 300 pounds of muscle, and just and she's like, just fucking beating the shit out of him in a mud hole. It's like, you don't get it, do you, son? This isn't a mud hole. It's an operating table, and I'm the surgeon. And breaking the guy's leg. Like, come on, Clint Eastwood as Batman. That'd be fucking incredible.
Something else, man. Something else.
But what are we talking about?
Yeah, see,
What
that's
were we
something
talking
that
about?
we're gonna need.
We
to
never
work
talked about
on,
Master
too.
of None.
There's a lot of stuff to talk about, and we have a limited amount of time. So it's hard for us to stay on one subject because we want to talk about everything with you guys.
We do want to talk about everything.
So,
But we can keep talking about these.
but we're gonna keep talking. I want to talk about the. Okay, so the new Star Wars came out. Yeah. By the way, it was great. Agreed.
We liked it.
It was great. And what I want to focus on more than like the new Star Wars, like we'll break it down. Like we can have a serious like 3-hour fucking podcast about Star Wars. So we're not going to talk about Star Wars. I want to talk about the adaptations that they want to pull from Star Wars. Which one is the Han Solo story?
Prequel.
And I don't even want to talk about Han Solo. I want to talk about who's going to play Lando Carlison or
Calrissian, you uncultured fuck.
I can't say his last name, okay? I know who the fuck he is. I know who he is, and he's amazing, and I love him. I do. I love the character, and I can't fucking say what is it again?
Lando Calrissian.
Calrissian. Calrissian. Anyways, who would be the best black actor to play a younger?
I'm gonna do
Lando.
We'll do ours, and then you do yours. Okay. So he's got to be. So
He needs to be suave.
We've already. So they're gonna do a prequel, right?
Correct.
Of Han Solo between
when he met Luke and
before
everyone.
he met Luke. So he's just a smuggler.
Just a smuggler, right?
Which I hate.
The Force should still
hate
be
that idea.
around.
I really hate the idea.
I hate the idea.
Of any Han Solo movie, standalone movie, because
I heard that there's supposed to be a bounty hunter.
Because you know what's gonna happen. I would like to see why Boba Fett hates him, but
That'd be cool, right?
I'll talk about Boba Fett later. Anyways, but okay, so a young Han Solo, him being a smuggler, how he got the Millennium Falcon, probably. I don't know if he's in that age, like fucking around 20s. I felt like that's really fucking hard because like the fucking biggest.
I guess
the biggest black actors now are like older. They're his age.
Even like there's a couple that are younger.
What, you could do Michael B. Johnson?
They're Michael B. Jordan, you fuck. But he, like,
I apologize.
I could go
Michael B.
in
Jordan.
to how much I loved Creed, but I'm not gonna do it right now.
I think that's what we're gonna end on.
I don't think he's right for Lando Calrissian. Like he's hilarious. First off, Michael B. Jordan's hilarious. He can put the fucking emotion in you like a motherfucker. But the smooth fucking just the
exactly
not the sleazy car salesman guy.
No, it's like suave, you know.
The fucking smoothest motherfucker in the guy. Like the way, god damn, the way Billy D's like. You're basically who can do their best Billy D. Williams impression. Who can do that?
Yeah,
like,
pretty much. Yeah, I mean,
possibly.
Who's yours? Because I already got one. He's drawing blanks. Adney's drawing blanks. Stevie's drawing blanks. Okay, so who are just some young black actors? You know,
or maybe you don't do smooth. Maybe you go. Maybe you say he's not as smooth yet. He's not reached that level of fucking Lando-ness. He's like just even then, dude. At the time, he's a card player. He's a gambler, like Hans describes him as before he owns his own business, before he becomes a leader, all that kind of shit. He's just a fucking outlaw, fucking piece of shit kind of guy.
All right, here. Let me name off a couple names for you guys.
Though you still gotta be smooth. Like he has to.
He's not a huge piece of shit, but he is kind of a fucking asshole.
But he has to be somewhat smooth.
Let me just name off a couple names for you guys, just so we know who we're who's in our casting range, right? So we said black male in between the ages of like.
Time for research on this question.
I didn't. Around the ages of like 18 to let's say 30, like because I've seen 30-year-olds that can look 25 or whatever, and they could play a young actor. So we got Carlos Knight. Does anyone know?
Denzel Washington. I'm kidding.
So does anyone know who Carlos Knight is?
No.
Dante Brown.
No.
Corbin Blue.
He looks like facially he could be fucking.
Huh.
Might be able to
I like his face. Agreed. I like his face. It says High School Musical. So for all our fans right now, we're on IMDb and we're looking for some shit. Harrison Knight. You know, look at I've already named 5 of them. You know. And the first name that I drop for the person that I want to be Lando, I think everybody is going to agree because all these names no one knows. Romeo Miller. I apologize. Romeo. Romeo Miller. Tristan Wilds. Bobby J. Thompson. Tyler James Williams. That's the dude from Everyone Hates Chris.
Yeah.
Roshan Fegan.
I'll just time out. It is unfair because when I'm making my decision, I'm basing off past roles.
Exactly,
and a lot of actors have been one way for most of their career, and then one role they're completely different. And I've noticed that, and so I feel like an idiot right now because I can't think of anything. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm an idiot. So free whatever I have to say.
I'm telling you, who should be Lando. Calrissian is Donald motherfucking Glover, Mr. Childish Gambino. He has played many roles. It should not be Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith, I don't think is a good actor.
Jaden Smith should never be another thing ever.
Jaden Smith is who he is, but I mean, we're looking at this list of young black males, and I'm not trying to be racist. I'm trying to think. You know what? Kevin Hart? Like no, Kevin Hart. Like what? No, you know, Deo Okinigi, you know, maybe he looks good. He looks good. Yeah.
The look on his face is
exactly.
Every girl you've ever known.
He looks smooth, but can he act? You know, I know Donald.
I don't want to make out with him.
I know Donald Glover can act. You know, I don't know if this guy. What has he been in? You know,
real quick, Chris Smith over here told me his choice before the podcast, and I 100% agree. And that's not only I think Donald Glover should play most roles. He's fucking amazing. I'm a huge fan. I remember,
he's a comedian too.
I remember first day years ago I seen one of his stand-up special, Weirdo. Definitely recommend it. It's fucking hilarious.
That's good.
That's the thing he's one
you can see himself and how geeky he really is like Troy from Troy and Abed and from Community. He's weird.
So he's definitely play the part of Lando.
Yeah,
learning himself.
I think he would nail it.
I'm still young. I'm still kind of like I just
Exactly.
Ago,
It'd be that transition.
I'm getting into that.
Like, he's not Mr. Rico Suave yet.
He could be suave as fuck. You could see him.
But you could see him doing it.
Guy.
Exactly.
And like, but he's so fucking talented. He's done stand up. He's done amazing stand up. He's wrote for TV shows like 30 Rock. Done
30 Rock.
Fucking job on 30 Rock. He's acted.
Yeah, he wrote for 30 Rock the first 3 seasons, and then Tina Fey told him that he needs to continue this work because he had his rap career as well. And it was Childish Gambino. And he was talking to Tina Fey about it, and she said, you got to keep doing both, and you got to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And that has made what Donald Glover is today. He has said that multiple times in interviews. Because of Tina Fey, Donald Glover is who he is today. Because of Tina Fey. Because Tina Fey, when he first started writing on the season 1 of 30 Rock, he would keep going to Tina Fey, and he was like, I don't think this is good, and he was constantly rewriting. And what Tina Fey told him is, the first stuff that you brought me is always the best. And he kept going in there, and he kept going in there, and he would rewrite, and he would rewrite, and he would rewrite. Exactly, he's naturally funny. And so what happened is he figured out that he doesn't need to sit here and rewrite. He doesn't need to sit here and rack his brains about it, and that is when he has created the best stuff that he's created. Like his rapper persona is also amazing. He's a great rapper. He's a great actor. He literally, if he puts his mind to it, he can do it.
Like, I was a huge fan of his as an actor, as a writer, and as a stand-up. I love community. I definitely, like, everyone look up fucking Donald Glover on Wikipedia. Anything he's in, just watch it. But like, I remember going like, okay, this guy's awesome. And then I remember going, I keep hearing about someone named Childish Gambino. Who the fuck is that? Like, I posted it on Facebook, not knowing. And Chris was all, dude, that's Donald Glover. I'm like, are you serious? They're like, yeah, listen to this song specifically. And I did. I was like, dude, that was fucking awesome.
It was good.
And he's like, oh yeah, listen to this. 13 more fucking songs.
He's so talented. He's an inspiration for me. For me personally, he's definitely an inspiration.
We have to mention the Donald for Spider-Man campaign.
Donald for Spider-Man.
I still think they should do Miles Morales.
That's what I want him for. That's what I want him for. I don't want it unless it's the Miles story. And for our listeners,
nothing against Tom Holland. I'm sure I've seen him do gymnastics and shit. He's probably going to be an amazing Peter Parker. He's probably going to be fucking awesome in that goddamn role.
Who'd you say?
But
John Allen?
Who'd you fucking Glover as Miles Morales? Well, there's no for people who don't know.
Yeah, educate our listeners on who Miles Morales is, though, and the whole like.
I am half Mexican, and I've been identified. Anyone who's ever looked at me like, oh, you're fucking brown. I've got that my whole fucking life, and I've never seen like a real like Hispanic actor portrayed in a movie that wasn't like a drug dealer or a thief or a gang member. And like the fact that, and I love comic books and I love watching superhero movies, and yet there is no one there for me to identify with. No one. As much as I love Batman, as much as I love Captain America, they're still fucking white dudes. And there's no one there, and I'm like, Miles Morales, dude.
Rich white dudes, too.
And I think he's Puerto Rican, I think he is.
Yeah.
But like, so he's only half, but still, it's like, yeah, a fucking Hispanic character who's a superhero, and he's awesome, and his Spider-Man costume is fucking badass. The black and red, come on, it's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. If you guys haven't seen the whole folklore or anything on Miles Morales,
yeah, dude.
You guys gotta check it out. You would know more about it than I do, but it really is like the whole thing that he's talking about.
Basically, like,
the Hispanic, and there really is like, you think superheroes? They're what? They're white.
White males.
Every superhero is a white fucking male.
Because of the time.
Yeah, most superheroes.
When the comics book were created, at the times,
60s
exactly.
Or before, and so you couldn't have. That's why, like, the most.
That's
why,
progressive.
like, the most prominent black superhero is named Black Panther.
Or Shaft.
Hey, if you crush person like that, you're a superhero in my book.
Oh man! All right, Stevie's over here looking like he's dying a little bit, so I'm gonna bring up a subject that Stevie can relate to.
I got in a car accident.
I got a pill that can help you in my pocket if you want.
Some Notos.
Yeah.
I got some kratom in the car. I might just grab some kratom.
The fuck is kratom?
Kratom is
Kratom
this.
is not
It's
a
an
drug.
all natural herb, everybody.
No, it isn't.
It's completely.
No, you want to fucking know? Oh, you just started. You want to know what's all fucking natural? It's called marijuana, folks. It's called THC. And if you just smoke a little bit of weed, all you need is a little bit of weed, and it makes everything better.
podcast.
What is? Let me say this.
He's using all the microphone.
My dick.
Ladies, let me.
That looks like.
So this guy just pulled out. So
with,
Stevie just pulled out this fucking bag, and it literally looks like the most dirt weed you can
tastes
find.
like dirt.
It looks. It doesn't even look. It looks like the keef of weed.
It's just an
and it's just a bag,
That's all it is. It's
and
like
it
a
just
natural
looks
energy boost or-
gross. And
It tastes.
no, it doesn't smell that bad. And it's called what?
Kratom.
It's called kratom.
I'm sure some of you have already heard about this. Chris
it's
has.
completely legal and all that shit.
Kratom.
It's not a drug. You don't smoke it.
Here you go.
take a
It just-
spoonful.
is it smell with- is
and
it-
eat
Dude,
it.
hella people take it.
Does it spell with like a K?
But the problem is, it's like taking the cinnamon challenge. Okay, you have to take a little bit at a time. I've tried it like. Took me like 5 different like bites of it in order to finish 1 spoonful, and it's fucking horrible. No matter how much tea you swish it with, you piece of shit, Stevie. Fuck kratom.
He also has sugared tea. It's not like it's all natural or anything. It is a good tea. It's called Golden Peak, and
Don't do a commercial for Golden Peak. Right?
you know what, dude? I'll do commercials if I want to do fucking commercials. You know, we are not sponsored, okay? So I am giving you.
All the
No,
sponsors?
hold on. I'm giving you products that I actually use and I love, okay? So like, that's all I'm saying.
Podcast is brought to you by. Well, technically, we work for this place. They provide us money. We use that money to make a podcast. They're kind of brought to you by. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we should, if anything, we should be plugging Nevada Thermal Service and El Dorado because that allows us to do these podcasts. So I can get
Don't
fucking
forget,
all of my
the
miserable
Mustang
fucking
Ranch,
life.
Which, of course, I work at as a.
Oh,
and
let's
fluffer.
talk about that. I think people would love to hear about that. So, like we
What,
said before,
prostitution in general, or?
well, because we're from Nevada, right? How many podcasts are even held in Nevada? And it's not Vegas. This isn't Vegas, Nevada. Because I know whenever someone
This
thinks
is
something about Nevada,
Vegas's little
they
baby
think of Vegas.
sluttier sister.
When you're thinking about Nevada, you need to think Tahoe. Because Nevada is more of Tahoe than it is Vegas. Without the trees, though.
Vegas has just
Without the
small
trees.
part. And like Reno really is the sluttier younger sister. Like no one else. Like everyone's so concentrated on this girl being she's so hot and everyone loves to go and fuck her. But she has that little sister who people who've already fucked the bigger sister are like, oh no, she's the one.
She's the
You need
tough
to
one.
go get that one. 'Cause
Gotta
no
get
one
that
else
one.
is there.
Yeah.
There's barely anyone there. And she's easy. And so you go to Reno.
And
you
that's
get
Reno.
that. You
Exactly.
Get that. There's some
And so-
weird shit going on.
In Reno, there are literally, on my way to work, I pass a whorehouse, and it is the whorehouse. It's not the Bunny Ranch. I'm sure if anybody has heard of prostitution or watched like the AMC shows or anything like that, it's about the
Cat House on HBO.
the cat house or the Bunny Ranch and all that.
Hate
And
that show.
the Bunny Ranch is ghetto compared to the place that I go because the Bunny Ranch is held in a
The place that you
motherfucking
go,
double
That
wide.
you remember it? That you go
Hey.
old member?
Sure, if you want to call me a
Real
member.
quick, to all the I've thought about owning a brothel and I've made my own business plan and my number one rule was I'm not gonna go out to the guys talking to my prostitutes and be like, hey, you want to party and talk and hang out and drink.
Yeah, that'd be
No,
weird.
I'm not gonna kill the fucking mood.
Yeah,
and
that'd be
like,
weird.
No, we're all friends here. No, you're not a friend.
You're not my
I'm the
friend. You're a
proprietor.
patron. Yeah.
Okay, I sort shit out. I don't need to talk to you. The only reason I'm ever gonna come out of the office is if someone's got me trouble, and then I'm coming out with fucking a machete and I'm cutting your dick off. Like that's it. Stay in your fucking room.
Steven, will you beer me? All right, cool. So I got a good story to tell you guys right now, and I actually don't even think I've told
About
you guys this
prostitution?
about prostitution. Have you ever been to a whorehouse?
Yes.
Have you gotten a whore?
No. I've never gone
So you've never done the actual
She
experience.
priced herself
Never-
out
never
because it
done-
was like 6 in the morning.
Okay, well I have. So let me tell you the story. You have to? No? I thought Steven would. Damn, so Steven's a little bit ghetto. So I thought for sure Steven
I
would.
thought that's a 4th person that's here. That's not.
He's not a part of
he's
our
not calling
cast.
Stevie.
No. Oh, yeah, no. There's another person here. His name's Steven, and then our other co-host is Stevie. Anyways.
He's talking
So-
to his prostitutes on his laptop.
This is a great story. It really is. So it's me, my buddy Josh, Glenn. There's 4 of us, right? We're in this little town called. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So we're in a little town of like 5,000 people. It's called Yerington, Nevada, and we're getting drunk. And in this little tiny town of 5,000 people on a Saturday, when you're about 22, there's really nothing to do. In the town of Yerington, everybody leaves. You know, it's a small town community. So once you turn 18, you want to get the fuck out. So we were there because, well, not because I'm a loser, because I already got out. Whatever. If you want to call me a loser because I
Not a
didn't get
loser,
out,
swear to God.
it's funny. Anyways, so we're in Yerington. We're drinking. We're wasted. Okay, there's 4 of us. There's 4 of us. We're wasted. Josh gets this bright idea. He's like, let's go to the whorehouse. And I was like, well, I'm broke, dude, so I can't go to the whorehouse. And this guy goes into his mom's bedroom, grabs her debit card, and comes back into the back room.
Debit, not even credit.
Yeah, comes back into the back room where we all are, and just shows the card and says, let's go. Pretty much to all of us. So
His mom doesn't give a fuck.
it's on him. His mom was asleep. His mom didn't know.
That's money, though.
Are you gonna let me finish the story?
Okay, sorry.
put her
I
to
got
sleep.
excited. I get excited. Go ahead.
So we're already drunk. So we go to the store. We pick up an 18er. 18er. And so we start driving. Well, in Nevada.
That's
Oh
make that
my
clear.
God, yeah.
Not a child.
An 18 pack. Yeah, like of beer.
Alcoholic beverages.
Yeah. And so on the way from Yerington to where the prostitutes are, or whores, or whatever you want to call them, the whorehouse is, it's
Same as prostitutes,
Chris.
scientific.
yeah.
Don't be crass, Chris, okay?
There's a bunch of dirt roads and shit that you can take. So my buddy being Josh, who he is, and we grew up in a town of 5,000 fucking people. We're in the fucking desert. Fuck the freeway, fuck the highway. So we're smashing in the desert. Rah, rah, smashing. And then, boom, we run up, go over this hill, and we jump and we land, and then we see a motorcycle guy. It's fucking 1 o'clock at night, okay? It's pitch fucking black. And we do this, we like jump over this fucking thing, and we land. And then to our right, we see a motorcycler who's broken down and he crashed or whatever. So Josh comes to a screeching halt, like, we stop. And this was during the middle of these things called the Vora races. And what Vora races are is pretty much just a desert track that ATVs, off-road vehicles race on. And so this guy was in a race. Well, he had crashed. This guy didn't have a pit crew or anything, so this guy was literally stuck until someone came by him. Well, this guy happened to be in last place, so no one came for him. So he had been sitting there for a couple fucking hours. So we picked this dude up. We're in a fucking Toyota, a 1994 Toyota 4Runner. It's literally an SUV. And there's 4 of us already in it.
That's the same
Yeah.
one that Joel broke 4 of them.
Is that the same one for making a murder?
And this guy has a 450. No, it's a RAV4.
Oh, okay.
That's a RAV4. It's smaller. And so this guy's got a 450.
Absolute knowledge.
It is. I watched.
I didn't-
We're gonna get on making a murder a little bit later. But anyways, so we pick this guy up. Like, we pick him up, we put his bike in the back of our truck. We have to lay the seats down. So at this point, the only 2 people that are comfortable are the 2 people in front, and we're all fucking smashed in here. And we're bombing through the fucking desert, going fucking 40 miles an hour, fucking smashing. Bam, bam, bam. So anyways, we get there. The fucking entire roof of the truck, like on the inside, is punctured from all the fucking shit from the bike. Like, the truck is fucked up. It's all oily. It smells like gas. Like, it's fucked up. But the guy was like, thanks, man. You know, he unloads his bike, and he comes back. He gives us all a beer, a shot, and, like, we smoked a bowl, and we were like, cool, man, thanks, right on. So we continue to go to the whorehouse. So we get to the whorehouse finally, and the first thing my buddy Josh says, because he's already done this before, and this is my first time. There's 4 of us.
Josh, they all know.
Yeah.
Hi, Josh.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad he's brought buddies this time. Still got your mom's
Did you want the
debit?
usual?
Yeah, so Josh is telling us how it goes.
Your room's ready.
Still
Yeah,
got your
you're.
mom's debit? Yes, I do.
Oh my god.
That was the best
you're
joke.
awesome, Kenny. Thank you. So our buddy Kenny. So Kenny is my roommate, and I live with him, and he's amazing. And we ran out of beer, and so I told him to grab a 12er, and he grabbed a 12er.
Grab a fucking serious 12er.
Yeah, Sierra Nevada too.
shit fucking
Yeah, it's pretty cool. He did good.
We don't.
I was like,
Any of those
I'll get
motherfuckers
you
that
back.
try to tell you
I left my
they're
wallet
the
at my-
king of beers. No, you don't need. Don't tell me you're the king of beers. Any man who must say I am the king is no true king.
It's Game of Thrones reference, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, let me get back to my story and finish it. So,
You fucks cannot hold.
hey, I only dropped my phone once, so whatever.
I have a beer. I don't know why I'm opening.
Yeah, you did good. So we finally get there, and the first thing that Josh tells me is they bring out a lineup. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, they bring out a lineup.
Lineup is, dude.
Yeah, I didn't realize what a lineup was. We're peeking right now. I'm way too close to this thing. So they bring out a lineup. You just real quick, listeners, there's gonna be shit in the background. My buddy's making some shit, and we're in the living room. You know, we don't have our studio yet. Shit's gonna happen, but right now,
And there's Siberian.
there's gonna be
so
some
you
shit.
might hear a howl or
Yeah.
two. It's not real.
We're gonna peek. You know, you need to watch your ears a little bit. But anyways, let me go back to the story. So we're at the whorehouse. We're literally in the front of the fucking whorehouse. These bitches are gated like a. I want to say like a prison, but it's not like a prison because it's not like the barbed wire on top, you know? But there is like the electric gate and shit, you know? Like you can't go into this place without getting buzzed in and shit. Like, so anyways, we go to this whorehouse and there was like 3 of them. It was literally a cul-de-sac of whorehouses. There were 3 separate whorehouses, all like double or triple wide trailers, all of them. And they were set up like a cul-de-sac. And so we pick one to the left. My buddy Josh goes, so they bring out a lineup. You got to pick one fast or else the girl that you think that you want to take will get taken because that happened to him before. So we get in there and the host greets us. This lady who's like the house mama or whatever, she comes out and she's like, hey boys, you get buzzed in. So at first, when you first show up, you're at the gate. There's a gate and it's like a fence, bro. Like 12 feet in the air. Like if you climb over this, you're probably going to get shot. You won't. I didn't actually see any like armed guards there or anything, but that's the impression that it gives you. Like, don't fuck up. So anyways, you get to the gate, boop, there's a buzzer. Bzz, you buzz it, welcome to the fucking Mustang Ranch. Do you know what you would like tonight? And you say, no, I'm not really sure or whatever. And then she usually just lets you in. I'm not going to lie. Like, to get into the place, it's not very hard. Like, you fucking push the buzzer, they fucking buzz it, and you just go in. It's not like they're doing any checks on you or anything. So anyways, you go in, and it's a strip club. When you get in there, it's a strip club, but it's not a strip club with multiple stages. It's a strip club with one really big stage, and then it goes back and there's other shit to it. But when you first enter it, it's just like your basic strip club that everyone's seen, but instead of there being multiple poles, there's one pole and it's like a center stage type of deal and a fat bar. And then behind all of this, like in another section of the house, like say you go through like an area of a den or something, then that's where they pull up the lineup. So at first, when you first get there, bam, stripper stripping, bars right there. So I went, I got a drink, we all got a drink, and then the house mom or whatever was like, so are you guys ready? And I was like, I don't know. I was saying no, I'm not ready because at the time Chris didn't have money. Let's remember, Chris said he was broke. So what Josh does is Josh goes to the ATM and pulls out like $300, right? And then he puts it in again and pulls out 300 more. And he puts it in again. And he does it for all of us. He brought 3 people. So he busted out $1,200 that night. Just Josh. I didn't pay. My buddy Jordan didn't pay. Josh didn't pay. We all used his mom's fucking debit card.
Got paid for him.
Just saying. It was pretty much free sex. Like, right? It was free sex. So anyways, Josh comes over and he hands me $200 and he says, so what happens is like when you go in there, and this was a couple years ago, I don't know if you can still do it for $200. And once you get further in my story, yeah, like I don't know how much it is to fuck them anymore. All I know is I went in like 2009, 2010.
You're kind of good looking.
You know? Oh, no. So anyways, like I was saying, the lineup. So we're all ready to go. We all got our cash, we put it in our pockets, we all down our shots or whatever. And then Josh, because he's like our ringleader. And so he pulls us in, and he tells the house mama, and he's like, yeah, let's do this. And so the house mama pulls us all in, and she's like, welcome to the Mustang Ranch, and here's your lineup. And then there's literally like a buzzer or a bell or something, you know? And she goes, zzz, zzz, and then boom, literally a fucking train of girls walks out. White, black, Puerto Rican, Asian, big, tall. It's anything you can imagine. Beautiful. There was a beautiful girl there. She was like $1,000. Chris couldn't afford her. Chris also didn't take her. No, the only reason I know that is because one of my buddies tried to take her.
Chris is speaking in the third person.
I-
I'm not telling the story about Chris.
Oh my
Chris is
gosh.
telling a story about himself.
I apologize. You guys will learn to love
Oh, I
it.
love it. I love it.
Anyways,
Come on,
so
Chris Smith.
we get into the so the lineup comes out, and because of Josh told me, he's like, when the lineup comes, you pick them. Like, don't sit there and debate, pick them. So the lineups, like as they're walking out, as they're walking out of the hallway, I've already got mine. She's like the third one in, right? So they're walking out. Bam, number 3 I see.
Can you describe to the good people?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, she was white. I'm not a racist. I love all colors. Anyways,
when you say I'm not a racist, I automatically think
I'm a racist.
You're racist.
Well, we're just living in these days right now that it's so PC
But
that,
we're
like,
not
if I'm
talking
saying,
about-
like,
we're
that
not-
she's white, because you asked me your description, so I'm like, oh, well,
Yeah,
she's
I'm
white.
not- I'm not-
Everybody automatically assumes that Chris only likes white people.
I'm not asking you. Okay, I didn't ask. Hey, who does a successful person look like? And you said white. No, I asked the girl you picked. What did she look like? You don't have to have a qualifier.
All right, touche.
Like, she's just white chick, tall or short, thick or
touche.
thin. It doesn't fucking matter. How big were her tits? What did
You're
her
right,
ass look
you're
like? Was she toned? Did she have abs?
Okay, so let me get to it.
know.
Anyways, okay, so
What's she wearing? Was she wearing a stormtrooper outfit?
Oh man, I want to just bring up an analogy for a person that you guys know, but our viewers aren't gonna know. So I'll just I'll describe her. She was about 5'6",
Sexy.
little boobies.
Sounds
I want to
hot.
say like a B cup. Pretty face though. Her face was really it was like rounded, but not like a. It was like a fat girl face without the body. Cause you know how some fat girls are really fucking pretty.
Sorry, let me name drop.
I could
This
name
girl I just started talking to,
150.
She has like a chubby,
Yeah,
chubby face.
they're
super
really
hot,
pretty.
and she's pretty, like she's.
Yeah, but they're good, kind of bigger.
many
So
thick
she
girls
had
have
just a
amazing
beautiful
faces.
face. Her face was beautiful. Little boobies, not a lot of arm fat or anything. 5'6", like my height. But then, like, I picked her just from her face because all these other girls were walking out were a little ratchet. Yeah, but they had great bodies. So like that was like the compromise, you know. This girl also had a great body. It was like a fucking Coke bottle where her butt was a Nicki Minaj shit. But she did have a little bit of tummy. Not like it came out, but there was like, I mean, it's hard to describe. Like me, kind of. Like, I don't know. Like not even, I feel like when I say
Name the
excess.
celebrities, the people at home or at work, you lazy fucks. The people at home could be like, oh, I know that body type. She's a little thick.
It was like
or,
Shelly's. So who does
That's
Shelly
not-
relate to? I know. Who does
Old
Shelly
Shelly?
relate to as a
So she's a
superstar?
little, she's not like, she doesn't have like a pot belly.
No.
She's just thick. Her
She's
body,
thick.
Her
Exactly.
entire
She's
body
thick.
is a little bit thick.
And not thick, the new version of thick in 2016, where fat girls are
Where she
considering
weighs
themselves
284?
thick.
She was-
Exactly.
she-
No, she was
So
probably
you're
like
saying she didn't weigh 284. So you're saying?
definitely not. She probably weighed
Talking
like
like 160.
I'm talking like 145.
That's
Oh,
still
okay, that's-
super
That's fine.
vague as fuck.
Anyways,
That's
gray,
145, that's
gray ass. The normal
Kardashians, the
pudge,
bigger ones,
the
the bigger
normal
Kardashians?
pudge that girls have is what it was. It was a
I like
normal
that.
build. It was a
I think
normal
it's fucking
build.
adorable.
But her face was absolutely beautiful and her ass was outstanding. I didn't even see her ass at first. Anyways, I just saw her
that's
face.
number one.
So the lineup's coming out and
What
you're
color
not allowed
hair?
brown. It was brown. It wasn't blonde.
I'm a dark hair.
It was dark hair. She was a brown hair. And so they all come out, and as soon as she's like, okay, the mama, she's like, okay, take your pick. Boom, I A-lined it. Like, I was the first one out of the gate. Ah, like, see you guys. Boom,
Usain
got
Bolted
mine.
his way.
You know, yeah, I Usain bolted my ass out of there. Got mine. And I was like, okay, what happens? And so she kind of just, she just took my hand. I was like, so this was like the weirdest part of the whole situation is like they come out and you're literally picking a girl for money. It's fucking weird. It's the weirdest experience I've ever felt because they're down for it and you're down for it and it's gonna happen. So you literally get to look at all these females and you're like, pass. Oh, you're sick. Like it honestly made me feel kind of disgusting, but amazing at the same time. It was one of the most it was one of the most conflicted
This is- you never
times that
felt
I've
before.
ever had. Yeah, I've never felt it before.
As a male, like, we've evolved over hundred thousands of years to try to impress every female we see.
And I didn't have to impress her.
In
All I
the
had to
hopes
do
of
was
being
give her a
thick.
fucking
Because
treat.
a woman just
Like,
sit there and go, I have 8,000 males trying to impress me. Which one do I like? That one. I'll have sex with that one. And you're hoping to be that one. And it's such a role
It's a
reversal.
role reversal,
I mean, yeah, you gotta pay out
exactly.
the ass for it. But that's that feeling.
that feeling.
I kind
That's
of want to go to a brothel just
it
to be
was
like
crazy,
you,
yeah.
and then be like, I'm sorry, I didn't really want to have sex. I just wanted
yeah.
to talk.
And you could literally be like, no, I don't even like you, and then go to the next one. Like, it's
Do you like
so
movies? Do you like movies? What movies you see? Like,
I just want to talk. It's
Yeah.
so
You go there to try to wife them, right? Like you're gonna get them out. You're gonna get them out of whoring, and you're gonna bring them home. Like,
sure, I'm gonna make them feel good about themselves and leave, never come back.
I'm gonna take you away from me, baby girl.
so, anyways, after I pick mine or whatever, and it's so fucking crazy. But I pick her, And so we go into the room, and she just like takes me into the room, and she sits me down on the bed, and she's going over stuff like, so what are the things that you like to do, and blah blah blah. But she kept putting her mouth or her finger to her mouth to be like, shh, like whisper what you want to do to me. And I was like, so I like moved my lips to her like, why do I have to whisper? And she was like, because everything's recorded. And if they hear you say a sum, then that's the sum you're going to pay. But if me and you sit here and do our little negotiation.
Dude, she was awesome, then.
Yeah, we do our negotiation. Then the house doesn't know what I'm getting, so they can't take my money. That's what it was. She didn't want the house to take her money. And so we were whispering everything.
Quick shout out to all the prostitutes out there who don't want you to be recorded. You're the real VIP.
She didn't.
Internet jokes.
It wasn't.
Sorry, I feel hacky for that, but whatever. Keep going.
So anyways, we're whispering, and I was like, I only have $150. Like, I'm like trying to move my lips so deliberately. Yeah. No. There's not cameras. It's all microphones. So the whole it's like it's bugged, like the CIA or something, you know. And so I whisper. I'm like, I got 125, and she was like, that'll get ya 15. And I was like, deal.
15 minutes?
15 minutes. And so of whatever. And so I said deal. I said all I said was deal. And she said, okay. She like winked and did a little like Betty boop thing with her leg and shit. Yeah. And so she goes, she opens a drawer, bam, there's a bunch of condoms, boop, rips open the condom, boop, just grabs my dick, whoop, condoms on the dick within like a second. It was a millisecond. And then she started sucking it. Yeah, she started sucking it with a condom on, and I just pulled her head up, and I just like did my head like no, and she's like, I understand. And at this point, like, we can talk. I just didn't know we could talk, so I'm sitting here fucking whispering stupid fucking shit. Yeah.
Imagine how creepy that is. You got your head grabbed.
Yeah, like like the price is already negotiated, you know? Everything that she wanted to do is already processed. So now it's just all about banging. And I'm sitting there like, no, don't do that. And she's like, what position do you want first? And I was like, reverse cowgirl. And she's like,
yeah.
Good for you. That's not a common pick. Bam. And just starts
in 10 seconds.
Going, man. Going. So 15 minutes runs by.
I could finish, recharge, and do it again. Then recharge, do it again.
Unlike you, Chris was wasted. So Chris didn't finish. So 15 minutes comes around, and Chris is still going to town, you know? Boom, boom, boom. And it's literally a buzzer. A buzzer. Bzzz, like a timer goes off. And she's like, and she reaches over and fucking goes like 10 minutes on the timer. And she says, I want more. And I was like, game over, I win. Like, game over. Like, and she's like, I just want you to finish.
Okay, real quick, time out for the listeners. I've been having sex with regular girls, and they said, no, that's enough. Let alone one who usually charges for time.
Yeah, charges for time. Yeah. And so I keep going, and we're fucking banging, and we're just switching position. Like, it was it wasn't the best sex from the feeling. The feeling was mediocre because I had a condom on and everything. And I'm not saying she was loose.
Really? What was it? It was
mediocre. No, but this girl blew my mind. I would honestly say, like, my number one, if I had to rate, would be a fucking whore. Literally a whore. And it wasn't because she fucked me up. It was because I fucked her good. It was that. Oh, I want you to keep going. I want you to get me off. Dude, that's what made it the best for me.
Everything about that story, you walk into a place, you see a girl. You. Now, go to the room. She whispers. She saves you money. Yeah. You're not even there. She gives you extra time. I fucking should've wiped her. Dude, that is just... Don't ever think about that again. But, dude.
That's pretty fucking crazy.
I'm trying to think of a sex story that I have that could top that. Coming up later. You know what I mean? I got some good ones.
Right. But
it
was surreal, dude. That feeling that I got, that when you're picking them, is that must be how women feel on a daily basis.
But that's the thing is they don't actually feel that because they're so used to it. It's natural.
It's like watered down at this. Yeah, no, you're right. And they don't even
like
like
how
it.
you-
At this
how-
point, they don't even like it. They don't even enjoy that
they're
attention.
hassled. And that's the thing though. They're hassled by all the guys coming at them.
Yeah.
It's just like the rich kid who doesn't realize that he's had it better than you, and that how the fact that he has all this backing from his parents and the money, all that stuff, he doesn't realize that he has a better advantage, and that just the fact that he can go to college and risk it all on one thing, and if it doesn't go right, he's still okay.
Yeah, he's still okay.
He doesn't see that as a privilege because he's so used to it. It's the same thing.
In that case, then that makes me sort of privileged.
That doesn't make it okay, you pieces of shit, to be catcalling girls, by the way. You're the biggest douche in the world. I've seen so many guys go, yeah, what's up? It's like, dude, how small is your dick that you gotta feel cool by yelling?
Do you guys catcall?
Hell no, I don't catcall.
I've never.
I'm a fucking gentleman, dude.
And that's what's put us in the situation that we're in, is because we're gentlemen.
That's what sucks, dude, is like...
People
fucking
and the
horrible
girls want to
guys
say
ruin it
there's
for the
no.
rest of us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. They fucking torched us. I gotta fucking pee again. Look at this. It's already an hour and a half. I told you we would bust out a 3-hour podcast, no fucking problem.
We're gonna have to split this in a couple of different fucking segments. We're talking about prostitutes. Okay, what were we talking about before all that happened? Okay, so left on the laptop right now is the webpage of IMDb, black actors under 25. And I think that was just a bad search. I mean, look up black actors under 35. Because they can still play younger cats.
Yeah.
Like, you want a teenager, yeah, pick a 25 fucking cunt. But this is totally different. I'm not even going to do this. I think the time now has come to talk of many things. Of shoes and ships and sealing wax. Cabbages and kings.
The fuck is that from?
It's from Alice in Wonderland. Okay, can you get an education on a thing? So how do you segue from prostitutes to literally anything else? Stevie, can you answer that
That's the
question?
end of the podcast.
Can you answer the end of the podcast? That's like I think that's the fitting end. You just want to go home.
Dude, I'm so tired. It's like first day's great, but it's like the fucking everything's like weighing on me. I'm trying not to beat myself up about the car accident. That sucks.
Yes.
Yes. Dude, that's...
Tell me, I'm listening. That's a Frasier reference for all you cats out there.
35 a fucking hour. I kind of know what the fuck you think. What comedian says that?
Wait, what?
Stevie thinks that the prostitute discussion should be the end of the podcast.
The what discussion?
I'm like, what can we top that's better than prostitutes?
Oh.
The story of the prostitute's so good.
Well, I mean, I don't want to edit it. Like, all of this that we're saying, I'm going to put all this in there, and then we'll figure out if we want to try to edit
Talk
it.
of the editing. You want to talk of the editing in the podcast?
I'm going to, because I want to play it. At first, yeah, I'm going to, for us. Yeah, I will. Yeah.
We didn't get to talk. The discussion that I really wanted to have, ladies and gentlemen, was our favorite movies of 2015. Now, when I say favorite movies of 2015, I don't think I'm not talking about. I rate this movie number 1. This was the best made movie, and I think it should win the Oscar for Best Picture.
Yeah, we're not talking like Golden Globes or Academy Awards.
A character point of view, as a film critic, this was the best movie. No, fuck all that. You have plenty of that. You can go to any fucking place and see that. You're gonna, you motherfuckers are watching the Oscars. Don't lie to me. You're gonna see who won. No, I mean favorite. The movie that meant the most to us specifically, and we're gonna try to put it entertaining. Like, I don't know if we're entertaining.
And we would love the fans too. We send us your favorite movie, and then we'll talk about that too. Like,
comments about why I'm an idiot and my favorite movie was dumb.
exactly.
And like, look, okay, and what's yours? And then say something. You know what? Everything would be amazing. See my car out there? See my car? Listen up, we got our.
I don't pay attention to pieces of shit.
We got our accident.
Oh.
wait, you got a car accident? Where?
Dude. If you want to know how about the car accident, listen to the podcast. We'll be up in just a few days. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest little podcast.
All right, so
It's an hour and a half podcast. And if you want to know what happened to the car crash, it's the beginning of the podcast. You can listen to it.
Why are you talking right into the mic?
because
Because that's
Yeah, you gotta talk like that when you're talking to. Anyways, go on about your movie. Our roommate just showed up. We're in our living room. You know, shit happens. You know, we're starting out. So go on and tell the crowd.
I want one. What do you guys? You guys never even told. You guys know what my favorite movie is of the year, but I want to hear each of you go on. Steve, before you fall asleep, I want to hear your favorite movie of the year. I want to hear why you love it. Never come down.
I'm trying to figure out which movies I went and seen this year, man. I liked The Martian a lot. I was fucking very stoked on it.
Really?
Together.
Because, dude, the book is the fucking...
We saw The Martian together. We saw Trumbo together. We saw Star Wars together.
Trumbo's great.
We saw
The
Agent
Martian,
together.
the actual book is the fucking debut novel. Interstellar's great. Andy Weir's debut novel, and he wrote it in 2011, I believe, or something like that, or 2012. But it was his debut fucking novel, and it's phenomenal. It's one of the best books I've ever read in my life. And then it getting made into a movie, I was so... I just thought it was going to be shit. I'm like, okay, I love this book so much, it's going to be so fucking shitty. So I went into it with such low expectations, and I was not disappointed. That's why I really liked it.
The problem I have with The Martian is that
You say
what.
Martian is your favorite. Like you love it more than Trumbo, or you
No,
love
I
it more
wouldn't
than...
say it's more my favorite.
Okay, so you don't know your favorite.
I don't know, I'd have to go look at the list of movies that came out in 2015.
I'm trying to look it up right now, everybody.
All right, well, mine, I'll start this conversation and say that mine is Mad Max, and I will say it's because of George Miller, and only because of George Miller. And the reason why is because George Miller recreated his original film, the first Mad Max. He recreated it in modern day times, and that was the movie that he originally wanted to make, not the Mad Maxes that he made before. Those were all, like, he was trying to do it, but the technology and everything bound him to what he had around him, whereas today he was able to do exactly what he saw in his brain. And I also think that that's why he's not going to do another one. He's not going to do another one because he already created his masterpiece. He created what he wanted to create.
He's in his 70s. He's an old man. I think that was like it was like a perfect goodbye letter. It was like Bernard Hopkins playing Frank Sinatra's "My Way."
Exactly.
His last fight. Like it was such an amazing like goodbye. Suck my old wrinkled balls, and it was such a great movie because like, of course, everyone's talking about it's such a great feminist movie, and it had an amazing, like, that's what's funny, is it's called Mad Max, the lead character is Furiosa, and she was fucking awesome, and Charlize Theron was fucking awesome in the role. The movie was fucking so much fun. And, like, just to say, oh, it's a feminist movie, I think, like, just takes away from the fact that it's just a fucking amazing movie.
I don't even understand why you would bring that whole, like, feminism conversation into the movie. Just because, like, I understand because we're in, like, the PC times. Right. But I don't think it should be attached to it. I think it can stand alone on its own. I think in 100 years you'll be able to play it. And that's the Mad Max that the people are going to be playing before the original.
I gotta say real quick with one little qualifier is that I watched Mad Max twice in order to appreciate it. First time I watched it, I had just started dating the girl who was now my girlfriend, and I took her over to the house, and my cousin was like, "Oh, we're gonna watch this." Stevie, I mean, and I was like, "Oh, we're watching it." And I'm like, "I just fucking met this girl. This is not the movie that you watch when you just start dating a girl. It's like it was weird, and it was kind of like, and I felt so uncomfortable worrying about whether or not she liked it. I wasn't able to immerse myself in the movie itself and enjoy it. Later, I went on back, watched it myself, and I was like, dude, this movie's fucking, it's fucking awesome. It's fun to watch. And of course, like the fact that, like, and Martin Joe is like in his car driving his ass off, sees a guy hanging off a car next to him, and he goes, "Mediocre!" Like, favorite line from 2015.
My favorite thing about it is that we can have a movie like that that's just straight action, no plot really.
There was no need to name that name. God, you guys.
Maybe that's that.
Anyways,
Stop naming names.
my favorite movie of the year, and like I said, I'm not saying it's the best movie ever. Just the movie that meant the most to me this year was Creed. I should, like, before I say that, like, earlier in the podcast, Chris said that I love boxing. It's not just a love affair that I have with the sport. I have been boxing myself for about a decade now.
No, they finally redeemed themselves from Rocky 7, which was a horrible...
No, this was Rocky 7. Rocky 6, you mean.
Apologies.
Rocky 5 was the worst one, though. I mean, that's besides the point, though. Like, hold on, let me finish. Okay, so it's not just I've been boxing and I love boxing, so any boxing movie, I'm like, oh, I'm definitely gonna see it. And I was actually more excited for a different boxing movie that's coming out, not yet, but soon, called Hands of Stone about Roberto Duran. But I was like, Creed, yeah, I'm gonna fucking watch it. I like the Rocky movies, fine. But the way this fucking movie, the way it hit me, like, okay, so there's little things in this movie that are, if you're a fan of the Rocky movies, if you're a fan of boxing in general, there's little things in there. The fact that there's so many little nods and hints to the old Rocky movies. The fact that he's wearing, like, I can't sing and I can't dance shirt, you know? The fucking chasing chickens scene. Like, little things like that are like, oh, remember the old Rocky movies? Yeah, a quick little, that was awesome, right? And then there's, like, if you're a boxing fan, there's, like, everyone he fights in the movie is an actual fighter. When he's in that sparring session, he's in the gym, he's like, I'll take anyone you got, anyone you got. They say, all right. The guy's like, I'll fucking take you on. The guy who takes him on is Andre Ward, who... And they get that little stat of his record and what he's accomplished, and they say, like, super middleweight and light heavyweight champion. That's true. Like, Andre Ward beat everyone in the super middleweight division, became the champ, then moved up to light heavyweight and fought the guy there and knocked him out in 10 rounds. I mean, he hasn't fought recently. Like, lately he's been having this bullshit with his manager, and he's annoying now. But still, this guy is one of the best guys in the world. And he was in that movie. I was like, that's I remember in the theater, like, that's Andre Ward! And then, like, the first actual fight that Michael B. Jordan has is against Gabriel Rosado, who is a Philly fighter. He plays a Philly fighter in the movie. He actually is from Philly. He's tough as fuck. He always comes to fight. He's fought Triple G, dude. Like, he doesn't always win, but he comes to fight. He has heart, and he's fucking talented.
Did Triple G knock him out? Oh, no. Did it go to decision?
Stopped him. Didn't knock him out.
Okay.
But, and then, like, the guy he fights at the end is named Tony Bellew, who's actually a cruiserweight in real life. A real champion-level fighter. So I'm like, just those little things. So if you're a boxing fan, you like those. So
yeah.
I really like the movie. But on an emotional level, it fucking hit me. At the core of this film, at its heart, it's the story of a guy who had no real connection to his father. His father, of course, is dead. He had no connection to his father, and he finds his own self-worth in fighting. In boxing, he finds himself. He finds a way to let out all his anger, all his frustrations. He values himself finally. Not just in boxing, but he meets a man who has no relation to him at all, but becomes a surrogate father figure.
Dude, that's fucking
a man
crazy.
who teaches him everything he knows in order to help him along the way, and through that It's fucking getting to me. It's fucking getting to me.
It's good stuff. No, it's supposed to, exactly.
Dude, I don't even
And you know who wrote that character?
No, I don't even want to say it because, dude, you have to hear this. Like, this is.
And
now I know why you connected with so much, because this is exactly his story, Adney's story. It's Adney's story in a fucking movie. Like, I didn't even realize that.
I didn't know.
I didn't realize that. I'd never seen the movie, so I couldn't put those two together. But this is like, dude.
It's this guy who he has no relation to. Just this fucking older white guy too. It's just funny. It's like
he's not
white when it's some white guy just like me. It's like, and he says, "Oh, you love boxing. I can tell you love this, and I'm going to teach you what I know." And like he becomes that surrogate father figure for him, and they become close. And through that, he finds even more. He starts to value himself. You see it. He starts to love himself and say, "I have something to fight for." And at the fucking end of that fucking movie, when he's about to fucking lose that fight, and he's like, it's the last thing, and he's like, and like, Rocky wants to throw him. He's like, let me throw in the towel. Like he's in his head, he's thinking, I let your father die. Like that's in the character's mind. I let your father die because I didn't throw in the towel.
Right.
I want to now. I want to save you. And he says, don't. And he's like, why the fuck are you fighting so hard? And he goes, I have to prove I'm not a mistake. I fucking cried. I fucking cried my fucking heart out when I heard that. Because I felt the exact same fucking way, dude.
Hold on. So did you have a surrogate father?
Yeah.
So
Everything that happened to Adney
hold on.
in the story, sorry.
I never really knew. Like, I knew who my dad was. I saw him here and there. But I never had a connection with my dad. And all I knew was, like, my mom. and everything growing up, and so I never like my mom had boyfriends and all that shit, but I never really had that father figure. And then I found boxing. I fell in love with boxing, and then my mom started dating a guy. His name is James Till, and he used to fucking box. And when he found out that I loved it, he started teaching me how to box, and through that, he became a surrogate father figure for me. We became incredibly close, even after they broke up and my mom moved to a different fucking town and she's hours away now. Like, me and him still live together. We ended up getting a place together, and like, he was that surrogate father that I didn't have. And it was through boxing that I found value in myself. I stopped drinking all the time and doing drugs and fucking up in school. Like, I changed completely as a human being because of boxing, because of this man. So when I saw that in that fucking movie, I was like, I understand. Completely.
The connection.
It's an amazing story, but I think
So when he says in that movie, to prove I'm not a mistake, and then he gets up and then finally the music plays. The classic Rocky fucking music. They didn't, the entire movie, there was not even a hint of nothing.
they even
And then
go up the stairs.
I wasn't even thinking about it. I wasn't even thinking about the music at all. The entire movie I was into it. So I wasn't thinking about the music at all. All of a sudden it plays.
Dude,
and I was like, holy
that's
shit.
such a fucking connection.
And like the fucking tears in my eyes just turned into this fucking, just this jump in my fucking chest. I could feel like my heart was about to fucking explode like Alien. And I was like, yeah! Get it! Like,
That's so awesome. That's what movies and this television, that's what it's supposed to do.
I've never, like, this
That's
year,
how you
there's
know.
not a movie I can name that has made me feel like that, like that type of connection.
Oh,
This
no,
year,
I've had one.
I've had that connection in a movie. I'm saying this year.
No,
Nothing
I've
watched.
had one. I have one almost every month.
it's because of that. It's
I
because of that.
cried.
It's because of that connection. I'm not like, of course, obviously, not everyone who sees that movie is gonna have the connection.
Yeah.
It's kind of an outrageous connection. It's gonna be very few people that have that.
Right.
But because of that, because it lined up with my own life in those several ways, it's one of my favorite movies I've ever seen.
That's
Like,
awesome.
It means so much to me.
That's
that
awesome.
movie.
Yeah, no, I mean, and
And I'm so
it's such a
happy.
great
Crazy
connection that you could
connection,
make.
dude. That's
Yeah.
such a crazy.
And what's
connection.
great is that the guy who made the movie, wrote and directed, Ryan Coogler, he actually thought of that shit when he was a teenager in high school and he was a fan of fucking Rocky movies. And him and like, you know, it'd be cool, it'd be like this, you know, and throwing ideas at each other. Next thing you know, he's fucking making this movie, and now he's stardom, and now he's signed to make a Marvel movie. He's making Black Panther, and I hope that guy becomes the fucking most successful director of all time. I hope he becomes just the guy who wins 1 million Oscars because he deserves it.
So there's this.
Fucking, I love
Yeah,
that.
right. So there's this thing on Reddit. Reddit is like the front page of the internet. If you don't know what Reddit is, then you're probably not listening to this podcast, but whatever. On Reddit, there's a forum, and it's for Creed or whatever, and it goes into it, and it. So Ryan Coogler. I apologize. Ryan Coogler. I'm bad with names. Ryan Coogler came to Stallone about the character of, what was his name again? What was Creed's what was his name again? I forgot.
Adonis Creed?
Adonis. That was his, the son's name is Adonis. Michael B. Johnson. I'll just say Michael B. Johnson.
Michael B. Jordan. It's Michael Jordan, but with the B in the middle.
I keep fucking up. I apologize. Anyways, so Ryan came to Stallone and he had the original outline written, and he had Stallone go in there and make edits to the outline to fit the original Rocky. So Stallone went in there as a writer and not as a character or a director, and he completely not like reformed his script, but he made the details within Adonis heavier and more in detail to create that character. Because what I read this interview and it said that Ryan hadn't fully developed everything yet, and then he went to Stallone and Stallone completely was like and laid like a platform for him. Stallone didn't write it, but he just said like, okay, so these are some hints.
He's like the fan who says, "Hey, wait, hold on, you should add this because that would be cool."
And who else to
And
get
this
it from?
would connect it better. This connects it better. This
And who
connects
else
it
to
better.
get it
Over
from
and over
than the
again.
fucking guy that
Wrote the
wrote
movies.
fucking
He
Rocky?
wrote
I want to
Rocky.
take a minute to really. I gotta fucking say this as a bit of an amateur boxing historian. For anyone who I kind of this actually has gone along through the internet a lot, and there's still a couple people who don't know this, but Stallone got that idea from a real human being.
Was it?
His name was not Rocky, of course. In the movie, they say, "Oh, you like Rocky Marciano?" He's nothing like Rocky Marciano. What he is like a guy named Chuck Wepner, who this is like right after Muhammad Ali dethroned George Foreman. So Ali was.
So this isn't like the height of boxing, right? Like this was pretty big, wasn't it?
This
like when Ali.
This was like the greatest era of heavyweight boxing in fucking history. This is after Ali became the hero he is now. His greatest feat was beating George Foreman. But just remember,
Which is really crazy because the thing that I remember Ali for
I gotta preface that really quick
is
by
Frazier.
saying Ali was undefeated. He was on top of the world. He got the title taken away from him because he wouldn't fight in the war. Joe Frazier became the heavyweight champion.
So Joe fought in the war?
No. That's the thing. But he didn't get shit because he wasn't a conscientious objector and he wasn't a fucking Muslim. So the white government basically said he's going to represent us. It's a whole... That's a whole other podcast. But, like, anyways, they fought. They were both undefeated. That's the fight of the century. That's the whole thing that happened in 1971. And Frazier beat the shit out of Muhammad Ali in that first fight, right? Beat the shit out of him. And then after Ali lost that, he then fought a guy named Kid Norton. And Kid Norton broke Ali's jaw and beat him too. So Ali lost to both these men. Then George Foreman comes along, Olympic gold medalist, running through the ranks, undefeated, and he knocks out Kid Norton and Joe Frazier both in the second round. So like, oh wow, then he's gonna kill Ali. Like, holy shit.
Murder.
No, but Ali wins. Ali wins by 8th round knockout in the Rumble in the Jungle. The famous fucking fight. Where he used the rope-a-dope.
You just dropped some knowledge on me, but finish your point.
Anyways, this is after that. So this guy's Ali's on top of the fucking universe. And then he has no challengers really. Like he's the fucking man. So he decides let's do a warm-up fight with a nobody fighter. Who's this guy? What's his nickname? Just like how Apollo Creed in the first Rocky, he's looking through names and he picks Rocky Balboa based off his nickname, the Italian Stallion. That's basically what Ali and his people did. This guy's nickname is the Bayonne Bleeder. He's from Bayonne, New Jersey. The Bayonne Bleeder. Like, this guy's nothing. His name is Chuck Wepner. He has a fucking 100 losses. Like, this guy, not literally, but, just, it's going to be an easy fight. The guy doesn't go down. Everyone's thought it's going to be a first-round knockout. He doesn't go down in the first round. He doesn't go down in the second round. He keeps fighting. He knocks Ali down.
No.
He fights on and on and on. He's just there, and people are like, what the fuck is going on? How is this fucking possible? He ends up getting stopped in the 15th round, but the fact that he made it that far was so insane.
Wait, hold on. For the normal people like me and the rest of our listeners, I thought boxing rounds go to 12.
That was something that was instituted in the 80s after a guy named Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Great nickname. He fought a Korean fighter named Dooku Kim. And it was a lightweight fight. And I think it was in the 14th. It was a brutal fight. Just a slugfest the whole way. In the 14th round, like the opening of the 14th round, Mancini lands this hellish right hand, drops Dooku Kim, and he doesn't get up. Just doesn't. 10 counts
Like at all?
Minutes are going on.
Like he's not moving?
He's not moving. He's not getting up. Put him on a stretcher, rush him to the hospital. He's in a coma.
What?
For 3 or 4 days, he's in a coma. And then he finally passes and he's dead.
He died.
He died after that fight. And I gotta say, a lot of people don't know this, but deaths happen in boxing every year. You just don't hear about them because they're not big fucking news. People don't like to talk about it. It's kind of like the concussion thing in football. People don't like to talk about the bad part of it. But yeah, there's deaths in boxing every fucking year. This past year, an Australian fighter died. There's a lot of people that die in boxing. And the athletic commissions and the organizations still feel it was dehydration. He fought for too long. We can cut down on deaths if we cut it from 15-round fights to 12-round fights, which did help, but not enough. So there's still a lot of deaths in boxing. But that's why, Ali, a guy like that, or a guy like Sugar Ray Robinson, would fight from 15 rounds. Now they don't. Sugar Ray Leonard was a big proponent of the 12-round fight. Sugar Ray Leonard fought the first half of his career doing 15-round fights. His first fight with Brito Duran went 15-round distance. His first fight with Tommy Hearns, he won by 14th round knockout. But his fight with Marvin Hagler, he insisted that it would be 12 rounds. And he won that fight by 12-round decision. So he had that. But anyways, the point is that something similar to the first Rocky movie actually fucking happened.
Yeah, it's real.
That was Chuck Wepner showing more heart than anyone had ever could think that he would ever have against Muhammad Ali, who many consider the greatest heavyweight of all time, and he lasted until the 15th fucking round. And that's how I was like, Sylvester Stallone wrote that movie based off of that. He never gave Chuck Wepner credit though. Chuck Wepner never saw a dime for that movie. He never saw any credit. He got to the point where he was forging Muhammad Ali's signature on memorabilia to make cash. That's how he was making a living before he went to prison.
Why don't you think Stallone actually gave? Wait, hold on. I don't. Yeah. What? Why? I think it's an assumption that you're making, and I don't know. I don't know Stallone like personally, so I don't know if he's a good person. But the person that he portrays would be a person that would help someone like that out. Is the person that he makes himself out to be.
Yeah, image is different, though. I'm not trying to say that Sylvester Stallone was a bad guy, but I think it became a thing of
Property.
The reason he's famous now, that was his first movie. He wrote that screenplay.
He didn't get famous for writing. He got famous for being an action star.
No, his first bit, that was Rocky. Like, he wrote that screenplay. He's like, I'm only going to give you this movie if you let me star in it.
Right.
And Rocky was that won Best Picture in 1976.
The catalyst. If Stallone didn't stay true to his creativity and who he is as an artist, he would have lost the entire franchise, and it wouldn't be what it is today. If they would have cast someone else as Rocky Balboa,
I agree with
it would not be as big.
I think he's perfect as Rocky.
He is Rocky.
Like punch drunk, like fucking.
Yeah, I feel like he's like, okay, this is an amazing story, but I'm gonna write that character to be more like me, that I could play that guy perfect.
Exactly. It is Sylvester Stallone, and that was who he was besides the boxing, I feel like. Like, that was who Sylvester Stallone. He was a guy who was on the outside, who wasn't really getting along with anybody, and he was just this fucking guy.
And he becomes famous.
Yeah, and he becomes famous from his
And then he wrote so many movies. Like, Stallone has written a fuck ton of movies, directed a lot as well. If you look up his IMDb, like, screenplays, dude, it's fucking crazy. You wouldn't have assumed the guy would write so much. They're not the best movies, but he still wrote a shit ton.
The man is prolific.
Okay, so that's why Creed is amazing, and I agree with that. But now that we finished that, so I got Creed, Adney's got Creed, I got Mad Max, Stevie didn't know who, but there's something else that's on my mind right now.
Really? I wonder what could it be.
And that's why is Stevie acting so weird right now, and his mind is somewhere else. So that's what we're gonna delve into right now. What are you doing? What's the matter?
No, I don't work tomorrow, but I'm just thinking about my car. I gotta skip, dude. I'm the groomsman at a wedding. I gotta skip a wedding.
Do you though? Okay, let's break it down. Where else are we gonna do it? Let's break it down.
Congratulations, Alex Brogdon and Nikki Brogdon.
dropping.
Just gonna call you Brogdon.
Name dropping.
I'm not gonna call you by. I don't know your real name.
Ah.
It's like Gutierrez.
My car is fucked.
But congratulations to our childhood friend Alex. So happy for you, dude. I wish I could make it to that fucking wedding.
And she is hot. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't really know Alex. I've met Alex a couple of times, and he's always a really cool dude. And his wife is banging.
He's a pretty guy.
They're pretty. Yeah, they'll make pretty babies.
He is pretty.
Yeah. No. Agree. Yeah. Yeah, well, you probably shouldn't even voice that. Yeah, you shouldn't even do that. But what's up? Why are you're like, you're being all weird right now, dude, and I don't like it.
I'm fucking pissed off in my car.
Bring up episode 7 already.
Episode 7.
We could bring up episode 7. I don't want to bring up episode 7. Okay, so you know what's going to get people to enjoy this? That story that you just told is going to give us viewers. I need one from him, and I will give one too.
That's the fucking story.
Those are the money moments right there. Dude, that's what's going to give you a connection. That's what's going to give them a connection. That's what I was just thinking about actually earlier.
We all three have crazy backgrounds.
We're all going to have to do like a background type of thing. Because people don't know us, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And if you don't know us and you're listening to us, thank you, man. Thank you. And if you don't know us and want to get to know us, I have a website. It's chrissmith.org. So you can always hit me up on that. And I've had a website. So since Adney's gone and Stevie's kind of preoccupied right now, I'll delve into a little bit of me. I came from a single parent.
Just fucking tired.
A good old single parent. And my mom bailed when I was like 3. I'll just give you the story from the beginning. It won't be too long. Mom bailed when I was 3. She was a big old druggie. And then my dad took me. We came to Reno from Texas. Good old Texas. And we came to Reno. And my dad was always there from when I was like for as long as I can remember. From like 3 till like 11. And then one day we go down to this little town that's outside of Reno. It's called Yerington. And my dad just drops me off. And so we're sitting there, we're chilling, and I'm with my aunt. And so I'm with family, so that's good. And I'm with my aunt, and then all of a sudden he just leaves. And I asked my aunt, like, hey, where'd my dad go? And she's like, oh, I'm not sure. I'm sure he'll be back. And she's like, okay, cool. I'm sure he'll be back. A couple hours go by, and doesn't show up. And then the night goes by, so I spend the night and all that good stuff. And then I wake up the next morning, he's still not there. And at this point, my aunt's like, where the fuck is your dad? I don't want to take care of you.
What?
And I was like, okay, what the fuck?
I did not know this, dude.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know. You tell me. Like, I'm looking to her for answers as she's looking at me. And so my dad just bailed. That's literally what happened. 1 minute I met my aunts with my dad. Like, for as long as I can remember, it was me and my dad. Like, I remember so much with my pops from the ages of 1 to 10.
His dad dropped him off his aunt's house, and they moved to Reno from Texas. His mom bailed on him when he was 3. So I'm gonna repeat this to my thing. Mom bailed on him with his dad took care of him from 3 to 11, and then his dad they moved to Reno. His dad takes him to Yerington where his aunt lives. Takes him there. She's like drops him off and then just leaves. And Chris is like, where the fuck did my dad go? He's 11 years old. Probably said, where'd my dad go? And I was about 11. I spend the night. I wake up. No, a couple minutes go by. Dad's gone. Can't find. A couple hours go by. Dad's still looking for his dad. And the night goes by. He wakes up. Dad doesn't still. Then you continue the story.
So I wake up and Dad's not there. Shalene, my aunt, is like, where the fuck is your dad? Like, she's fucking mad. She's calling cell phone. She's calling his business. And first thing she does, calls work. Hey, where's Danny? Can you guys tell me where he's at on his route? Oh, Danny quit. When? Yesterday. So he literally took me down there to drop me off, and then he bailed. And that was the last time I saw my dad. I was like 11. And he bailed until my senior year. I was like 17. So he bailed, and I was with my aunt, and my aunt already had 2 kids. So she's raising 3 kids. She's in the middle of a divorce. You know, she's battling, you know? And so I'm with her.
She's a badass.
Yeah,
Can we have her on the podcast?
Oh, I do agree. I agree.
Dude,
I think we
hear her story.
I don't know. Like, I think we could really get some good stuff from her, but I also think that she would sit on here and try to like tell you guys how you should be a Christian. And so what's really funny about, I really wanted to start going into my story, but now that I'm talking about this no, it's all right. It's all right. She's a Christian and all that, but whatever. So I'm with Shalene, my aunt, for the next 6 years. And she's in the middle of a divorce. She gets out of the divorce. She sees another guy. Boom, she gets married to this fucking guy. So we're with this guy. And then boom, she gets divorced. This is all within 6 fucking years, man. And so all this shit happens. Like, I had a really rough upbringing. Like, my aunt was the one diamond in my life. And she was the one that has given me all this, like, drive and whatever you might call it. Like, I go to work every day, you know, like I do what I need to do to pay my taxes, and it's because of Shalene. Because if she can do it with 3 kids, one of them which aren't even hers, and then she popped out another one with her husband at the time, so she had 3 kids and me. And then she broke up with her husband. So she was single raising all of us. And I was 16 at this time.
So if Ryan Coogler, you can make a movie about that.
So I'm a hellraiser, dude. I'm not even her kid. Like, I didn't even come out of her vagina. She's just taking care of me. And at this point, I finally realized it. And I'm out all the time. Like, right now, kids don't stay out past, like, 10. I was out at 1 o'clock. It was my sophomore year, you know? Yeah. And you guys had parents. Like, she was just, like, trying to make sure I didn't die is all she was doing. And then by the time I hit 16, I was so out of control that she straight kicked me out. She's like, I can't deal with you anymore. And my other aunt lives in Yerington, so she passes me off to my other aunt. I live with my other aunt for 6 months, and she kicks me out. 6 months is what it took my other aunt to realize I was a piece of shit. When you're a 16-year-old kid,
like on the level, 6 months with you is a little much.
I agree. I agree. It's hard. I'm a hard person to love.
Your emotions are running fucking rampant. You don't want to fuck everything. Try to fuck your aunts.
I was calling. Yeah, dude. No, seriously. No, I like this is gonna make me seem like a horrible person or whatever. But I'm sitting there jacking off, and occasionally, I wonder what she would look like. I wonder, like it's a shitty feeling to admit, but it is true. Like I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like
Don't
that.
feel bad, dude. Don't feel bad about that.
That shit happened. That shit happened.
I mean, are you having sex with your relatives right now?
No, I've never had sex with a relative.
There you go.
Hey,
You're not
you're a
fucked up.
normal guy.
You're normal as shit. Are you kidding? Anybody fucking
So that's a normal
weirdos?
thing?
Yeah.
You guys have done that as well?
Feel normal.
Just feel normal.
When you were earlier? Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Just feel normal.
Yeah. And I feel like, so my dad had got me like trained in football, and so like I said, I was with my dad from like 1 to 10, and by the time I was 10 years old, I was a badass little football player. Like I was concussed up, so I was knocking people. Right? I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And so when I get into high school, I was an all-state player from like my freshman year. And I was a triathlete, and I was an athlete, and I'm fucking 5'8", 150 fucking pounds, people. Like, I am not a big person.
A long time.
And I was an athlete, I was a triathlete throughout the whole thing. And then my senior year, when all the awards and all the, like, congratulates come to you for all the stuff that you've done before, it's like when you retire, like, from a sport, So I was my senior year, and then all of a sudden my dad pops back up. I was really fucking.
You had a shot at a scholarship.
That's how I felt at first, and then my aunt broke it down, and she was like, "No, your dad was sitting there blowing bowls of meth with his fucking crazy girlfriend, and they were just sitting there blowing bowls of meth for like 5 years."
That's what he was doing drugs?
Yeah, my dad left me for meth, and so
My parents left me for meth.
Yeah.
Both of our parents left us for meth.
Yeah.
His mom just.
Mom just drank a lot.
Yeah, mom just drank. But his dad and my parents, that's what they did. That's kind of like that was their thing. Our grandpa took us in because of our family doing drugs.
Huh.
Like it's the same upbringing. Maybe that's why we connect so much. Because we all dealt with the same thing. He grew up in hotels a lot. He grew up in hotels. I just had
your grandpa must be my aunt then, because I think my aunt is amazing.
That one family member that was like, you know what? I'm gonna step up.
Yeah, I'm gonna step, and that's exactly what she did. She's so wait, hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Let Chris Smith finish.
Just so I can really develop this whole story and tell you guys how amazing my aunt really is, even though she is a Christian and she's like on the deep end right now. But I still love her. Anyways, so I'm 17. I'm 17 at this point, and my aunt has already kicked me out, Shalene, once, and then I came back because my other aunt couldn't handle me. And so what happens is, this guy breaks down. So we're in a little town of 5,000 people. There's one automotive shop. And so this guy breaks down about 100 miles outside of our town. And so we have to go pick him up. We have like a 300-mile radius on our tow trucks. So we go and we pick this guy up. And he said, this is what he says, and I have to believe him because he hasn't fucking left since. He said as soon as he saw her, he knew she was going to be the one he married. So this guy breaks down 100 miles outside of Yerington. They go and they tow him. It's not the tow driver. My aunt ain't no tow truck driver. Tow driver comes, picks him up, brings him back to the shop, and he comes in, and she's the receptionist. And he said as soon as he saw her, he knew that he was going to marry that girl. And then as soon as that day happened, he came in every single day, Monday through Friday, at 2 o'clock. On the dot, she said. Like on the dot, this fool was there at 2 o'clock every day from that crash for a month later. 30 fucking days she had to deal with this guy. And at first she was like, I don't want to deal with you. I've got 3 fucking kids, 3 of which are mine, and then I got this other motherfucking hoodlum running around that I am taking care of. I cannot deal with a relationship right now. There's no fucking way. And this guy would not stop fucking hitting her up constantly there every day. Not calling her, not texting her. He was there at her work at 2 p.m. And it wasn't for like...
Take notes, niggas.
It wasn't like 2 p.m. to like 5. He was there. Sometimes he would just be like, oh, hey, I just wanted to see you today. Here's some flowers. And he would straight fucking leave. 2 fucking seconds. Gone. Come back the next day. boom, again. And he just kept doing it. And she said that he was so fucking persistent that she couldn't say no. It wasn't that he was ugly or short or anything like that. She just didn't want to deal with it. And then that he showed that he wanted to deal with her.
That nigga thirsty. You get that, dude.
That's exactly what would happen nowadays. That's
Yeah,
exactly what would happen now. Like, this story won't exist anymore.
I think this is the cutest story.
It's so cute.
I've ever heard.
It really is.
But listen
And
to
then a
this,
month later,
Listen to this fucking continue.
a month later, she finally breaks in and she gives him a date. One date, and he takes her to Reno, and they're fancy, and he balls out. He does. That's what she said.
Did he take her to La Strada, though, the best Italian restaurant there is?
He did not, but La Strada is definitely the best Italian restaurant in Reno. Yeah, La Strada is definitely excellent because of this guy over here named Stevie.
Borghese,
Kills it.
Just go
Kills
there.
Alright,
The only reason I have a girlfriend now is because I
I saved a lot of relationships.
If you could see how small my dick is,
Yeah.
you'd be like, oh, yeah, it's definitely the food.
Yeah,
Definitely
fuck
the
that
food.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, alright, continue. I love the ending. We gotta end this
Yeah,
story.
keep
We
going,
gotta
keep
end
going.
this.
All right, yeah, no, I'll give you guys an ending. This isn't a cliffhanger story. So, anyways, I'm 18 at this point, and this guy is like fully immersed in our life at this point. So he's coming around every about 2 days, and he's at the house now. Like after that first date, shit escalated so fast. Like it took him a month to get a first date. It took him a week to get into the house, you know. But he wasn't in the house, and he's this guy that's really protected, so he doesn't want to come in and like infer like that. So I thought. Anyways, he tells her he wants to marry her after about 6 months. So they're doing this for about 6 months. After that first month of him fighting and clawing his way through, he got his fucking first date, and he nailed it. He fucking nailed it. So boom, second date, boom, third date. Now he's coming over to the house. Now he's always fucking here. Now I gotta learn this motherfucker's name because I'm not the man of the house, you know?
After another month, I finally got one.
Now I gotta look at motherfucker's name.
Imagine,
What's his Bill? It's
I'm imagining Chris laying up on the couch, feet up and shit.
gotta learn
Like,
this nigga's name.
Yeah.
He's
like,
he's
no,
the man of the house.
Yeah.
He's the oldest person in the house.
literal 2 days before the wedding. I guess I gotta learn your name now, huh, nigga? What it is?
That's so fucking
Tony?
good.
That's your name?
Tommy.
Nigga, I heard him say your name's Reggie.
Oh, it's so fucking
I'm gonna
good.
take my aunt out.
And she says no at first, okay? So he asks her after about, I think he said it was like 3 months. He said within 3 months that he knew that he wanted to marry her. And so within 3 months, he asked her to marry. She says no. And he doesn't stop. He doesn't keep asking her the question, but he doesn't stop coming over. Like when he asked her, do you want to marry me? And she said no. That wasn't like him being like, all right, deuces, bitch. I'm going to go find another one. That was him saying,
most of us
oh,
would be like,
not
well.
yet. That's what he said. Oh, you don't want to marry me yet. And he just was persistent. And so after about...
To be fair, like, if you're gonna, like, if you ask a girl out, she says no, but then 30 more times, and finally she says yeah, you're like, oh, that's how you do it.
I'm not gonna lie.
trains
that
you,
could
dude.
be, and that's something that I haven't even brought into
like
my
it's like a
equation.
dog
That's
that
like
you
outside of
teach.
my perspective. I didn't even notice that, and that's completely true, and I'll give you that. And then finally, I think she said it was like 9 months to a year that she finally was like, you know what, I'll say yeah. And people that are listening to this are like, oh, you've only known this person for like 9 months to a year, and you're
every day
marrying
of
this person.
thing?
Every fucking day, she said. Besides Saturdays and Sundays. He wouldn't come around on the weekends. But Monday through Friday, she would see him
like a
every
job.
fucking
Yeah, it's
day.
just outside of
Every day.
Okay, if you work your ass off...
Wait, I'm not done.
it's a thing. For a year. For a straight year at a job, you're working your fucking ass off, working harder than any fucking buddy there. You got better numbers, you're doing a better job. You're the fucking one at that job for a year?
You better get a promotion.
Exactly.
You better get a fucking
You'd be like,
promotion.
so with a raise. Like, come on. I'm your best guy.
It's the best analogy, dude, for that story.
Good, yeah.
All right,
I'm your best guy. No, this is true.
let's finish the story. That's so good.
And imagine if you're that. Come
You've
on.
never
dude.
heard this
If you're
before.
if you're the manager,
I can't
if you're
wait.
the manager, and for a year straight, the person who's working their ass off is coming at you 5 days a week. I want to talk about promotion, like just about like every fucking day. You're gonna want to give a promotion just to shut them the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can live your life.
That's exactly what she said. She was like, this motherfucker was so persistent that when he first walked in, I didn't even see his face. All I saw was money. That was the mindset that I was in. I was like, you owe me money, bitch. Give me my money. And then throughout this time, the face developed. And then this emotional connection developed. Yeah, exactly. And so finally, she's letting this dude in after 12 months. And then boom, he asked her to get engaged. And she says, yeah. And the next line he drops is, go build a house. And she's like, what?
Wait, go build?
What do you mean
Build a
go
house?
build a house? Like, I'm not a carpenter. Like, I work in an automotive shop. And he said, no, I want you to create the house that you think of every night when you go to sleep. When you go to sleep and you're in that house that you're just in, I want you to take a perspective outside.
What if it's made of pizza and dreams?
He would have tried to make it.
But just listen.
But she had
this. How the fuck?
She had this vision inside of her dome. Now, I don't think it was from a dream. I think what Todd actually did, Todd's my uncle. I shouldn't be name dropping right now, but y'all motherfuckers don't know his last name, so
You've been dropping names all night.
Anyways, Todd tells her that she can go build her dream house, and she's so befuddled and just completely blown away at this
You mean like Ben
concept.
Affleck at the end of the Batman v Superman trailer when he's all, I thought you like that much befuddled?
Yeah.
Like that level of confusion and stupidity?
Yeah, if you're a bad actor, that's what you would compare it to. But anyways, and so then she's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? She doesn't understand the question, as is you wouldn't understand the question if you're raising 4 fucking kids and you're living paycheck to paycheck and this dude just keeps fucking showing up. He's never shown any source of money. He just had a new vehicle when he rolled in. He's never flaunted his money or anything like that. When he took her out, but he never was a baller, as you would say, in like the terms as we use it now. He wasn't flaunty. He wasn't a douchebag. He wasn't a rapper. Like, that's all it is. Like,
He had the money, but he didn't
Exactly.
show it.
And so
This is why.
It wasn't superficial.
yeah, exactly.
Check this out.
And he was like, so he tells her, he's like, go build your house. And she's like, I don't understand. And he was like, I want you to create a house from the ground up. And she's like, just map it out. And he's like, yes, just map it out. And then I'll have an architect come over and you guys will sit there together. And you're going to tell this architect what you want where in your house. And you're going to create everything. And so she fucking creates her own house, right? Has it all drawn up on blueprints and everything. And she's like, I don't understand why I'm doing this. Like, there's no way you can be this rich. And he's like, how much is it? How much is the house that you built? And she said, well, I want this to be granite. And you said to build the ideal house. That's what you said. So I built so she's sitting there and she's feeling guilty about the whole situation. And she's like, well, you said that I could build my dream house. So this is my dream house. And he's like, how much does it cost? How much does it cost? And she was like, I mean, I'm not going to tell you guys how much it costs because I don't know who the fuck's listening to this. And I'm not trying to get robbed and all that. So she says this house costs $15 billion. And he says, no problem, girl. And pulls it out of his back pocket and lays it down. This is an analogy because I'm not trying to get my fucking aunt robbed because people are crazy on the internet.
Like it's more than
Exactly.
over-exaggerated for the sake of the joke.
So anyways, what he tells my aunt is I'm rich. He's like, I'm rich. And she's like, what? No, you're not. He's like, bitch, I am rich. And she says, no, you're not. I'm so sick of niggas lying to me. Because she's a hood rat. She was a hood rat. My aunt was a hood rat. I am black. I have black in me. My skin pigment is not black. So I can't actually say that I am an African American. My grandpappy was full-blooded. My grandpappy was full-blooded Jamaican, okay? He was from Jamaica. I know the dude, and he's black as fucking night. Unfortunately, I'm not black as night, so whenever I make this claim, I get a lot of bullshit.
Smith, that's your name.
Anyways,
Come on, Babby.
so she's like, no, you ain't. And she's doing the typical, unfortunately, as racist as it, she's doing that stuff. Like, no, you're like doing the whole fucking wrist
sounds
thing,
hot, I
you
gotta
know?
say.
My aunt is hot.
Your aunt sounds hot as
My
fuck.
family is gorgeous. We are gorgeous people, just to let you know. Anyways, okay,
Yeah, thanks
so
for dark meat.
she's sitting there saying, no, you can't, no, you don't. And this fool is like, do it. And then so she hits up a contractor, and he says, that's a bad contractor. And he sends her one. Here's the contractor that I wanted you to get. It's like he tested her. Like, what a dick, right? Because she's going to know who to pick, you know?
Exactly.
And so he gets the contractor in, and then he gets the guy that pours the cement, and then he gets the guy that lays the fences, and then he gets this, and he gets that, and he's bringing all these people to her, and she's like, holy shit, this guy might be rich, and then bam, he buys her a brand new Escalade. Rims, tent, fucking $60,000 vehicle, ballered out, cash.
No,
Well, you can't. Okay, the thing with
You
cash
can't-
is
you have to have-
you
you have to
can't
have bank.
spend. Yeah, you have to have a cashier's check.
is
But essentially,
stupid.
it was cash. This fool.
You have to have
Oh,
something to
I'm not
show
even gonna
that your
say.
money
I'm not
doesn't come from
even.
drugs.
I'm not even gonna say it because whatever.
Don't say his name.
Basically,
I'm
he
not
said-
gonna say his
basically
name.
What he said was,
I'm not
I
gonna say
have
his name.
mines.
Yeah.
No.
He's like, I got my
seriously,
shit
that's what
under
he says.
control, and she didn't
I have
believe him at
mines.
first.
Like, yeah,
And then he
shit under-
showed her, and he showed her firsthand. He didn't even ask her if she wanted the Escalade. He just went out, bought the Escalade, put it in her fucking parking lot, and she fucking came home from her job to her house and said, whose truck's in my fucking parking lot? I'm gonna get it towed. You can't park in my shit. This is my shit. Boom. And he was like, no, that's yours. Here's the fucking keys.